Hello all and welcome to Dice of Ages. I'm your not so humble dungeon master, and today we'll be playing a very special one-shot called Menace in the Mist by Gooey Cube, one of our friends and sponsors over there at Gooey Cube. Thank you so much, Alphinius.
Yay,
and
Gooey
everybody
Cube.
all over there, Elle and everybody else. Thank you so much. We will be trying to squeeze this into one bit, but if it goes over, we'll see. Maybe we'll do it again. Okay, cool. So it's a very, very spooky one shot. You know, like fog and mists and forests and weird disappearances and stuff like that. And we will do I'll do a little kind of overview of what it is, what is to expect of what's going to happen. But we wanted to make it festive, kind of Halloween-esque, since it's October 23rd. Halloween's just around the corner. At the risk of reading straight from the thing, we'll go around the table and introduce everybody so they can introduce their characters and stuff like that, and maybe do a little snippet, just a little taste. But at the risk of kind of giving too much away, the idea is that y'all convene at this town/city of Prondadol. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm going to butcher all the names. I apologize. And strange happenings have been going on. Mist and fog has been rolling in from the Mirewood, a forest to the south, I believe. And people have been disappearing with an increasing frequency. We all, as players at the table, discussed out of game that you guys knew each other somehow previously to be starting, so that we don't have that awkward, I don't trust you, you're part of the party, moving in thing, so that we don't have to do all that teeth pulling for a one shot. And we'll talk about that in a moment. And pretty much you guys are going to do whatever it is you want to do to try to figure this out. Maybe say, fuck it, and leave, or, who knows? Which means we're playing a different module. But yeah, it's cool. So yes, let's go around the table. We're gonna, and just introduce yourself, and just give your character name, what they are, their class, their race, that kind of thing, and just a snippet, just a little taste, not too much, just a little taste. You don't have to share too much, just a little taste, trying to give you an idea of like how you're gonna get into character and where you're from, maybe who you know, and some stuff like that. Go ahead.
I'm Adam. Today I'm playing Liam Summers, an Aasimar blood hunter. He's
you say Aasimar or Aasimar?
Aasimar. I say Aasimar.
I know people who say Aasimar, Aasimar.
I don't know.
Aasimar.
He's an Aasimar.
Aasimar.
I mean, he's an Aasimar, so
It's
Aasimar.
It's like a double A, right? What doesn't that automatically make it a long vowel?
Yes, it does.
Aasimar, yeah.
Aasimar.
Aasimar.
Granted, I mean fantasy spelling. Who knew? So.
Professional monster hunter, or aspiring to be. We're still level 4, so I don't know how much of a professional I can be at that level.
Right,
but,
I forgot to mention that.
think like TV paranormal hunter, but like in a world where ghosts actually exist.
Hey, Ghost, it's me, your boy. I love it. Yeah, so you are Blood Hunter, right?
Yeah.
What is your subclass of Blood Hunter? Because I don't think we got
Ghost Slayer.
Ghost Slayer. Okay, so I should know this,
ghosts.
but I didn't really delve too much into Matt's class of Blood Hunter. I do know that it's difficult and often a little underpowered, but is kind of fun to play. I always did love blood magic, so this is going to be fun. I haven't had one at the table before. Go ahead.
I am Demetrius, and I am playing a high elf by the name of Ezra, who is a fighter, an arcane archer.
Cool.
And he is, it's Councilman Ezra.
It is.
Councilman.
You have the title. You are. Go ahead, please.
Oh, no, go ahead.
We didn't talk about your background. What's your background? Your title background.
Haunted one.
Haunted.
It's going after
Like
that,
Trisheni. Please.
Oh no! And so
You're
he's a councilman. He's a noble, and he's really concerned about how he looks and how do I look, everyone. Good. good.
Good use
That's
of
great.
props.
Let's
Good
I
use
almost
of
forgot.
props.
So this is yours. What's your character's name again?
Liam.
Liam. That's yours, Liam. You're a blood hunter. You're blonde blood hunter. And Ezra, this is yours. I had a lot of fun with this.
I don't know if the camera.
Yeah, which,
Oh,
Yeah, I can show it up here if you like.
yeah.
It's hard to show it here, but
your hard work. I don't want it to.
I'll take pictures of these later and post them to our Discord. So, guys, who if you are already grandfathered to our Discord, go ahead, great. If you're in a Discord, you can follow along with the stream, and then we'll be posting things like the handouts and the portraits and the pictures that they have there. But we'll also be putting it up on the stream. But I, as always, will be posting pictures of the maps and the minis that we make, and I paint and print out. On the Discord as well, on the Dice of Ages hub. So go ahead and be a patron so you can see these cool things. That's Ezra for you. All of your minis have
Sweet.
real foliage on them. Real sticks, real dirt, real stones, real something. And it took forever, and it was a pain in the ass, but it was also awesome. I don't know why I put so much work into a one-shot mini, but I did. Cool.
'cause
Please
they're
continue,
awesome.
Ezra.
Oh no, that was it.
It's good? You're good?
I'm good.
Cool. Arcane Archer, High Elf,
High Elf.
Councilman Ezra
Councilman Ezra.
of Prondadol, or Prondadol?
What are you going to call it?
Prondadol.
What do you want to call it?
Which
You know
one
what?
are the DM?
I'm going to go back and forth with this, so at this point I don't care.
Maybe it's like different regions. They
Yeah,
call
yeah, it's a different
things,
dialect,
you know,
yeah,
like,
accent
yeah.
thing. Like when people
between
say
Boston and
crick and
Boston.
creek, the people who say crick are wrong, but it doesn't matter. It's not a roof, it's a roof. But I mean, you know, I say
totally say
foyer.
crick.
I say foyer
I mean,
because
that's
it is a
regional
French
thing for
word.
Colorado for sure.
Yeah, so I say foyer because it is a French word. But some of my best friends have said it's foyer. It's foyer, and I'm
No,
like,
it's foyer.
it's. I'm gonna keep saying foyer. But anyway, please.
Speaking of somebody who studied French back in the day. No, it's foyer.
Same.
I'm Kevin. I'm going to be playing the rogue bugbear soul knife Zulk.
Zolk. Ooh, what a powerful punch in the mouth. Love it.
He is an outlander, so his big thing is he's out traveling around with his buddy, killing monsters, making money. That's the main goal. You
Cool.
know?
And is your buddy?
Me?
Cool.
That's my buddy right
So,
there.
so you're Soul Knife Rogue, right?
Yeah.
So that's like the psychic, like it's like Psylocke version of Rogue. From the
Exactly.
Marvel thing. Okay, cool. You have a mini. And you're Bugbear. Cool. I love
I
it.
mean, and just to be fair, I am the only mini that doesn't have dirt or foliage or actual leaves on it. Just to correct TJ.
You say
there.
foliage?
Foliage.
yes.
Foliage.
The I is after the
Foliage.
L, if that helps.
That is foliage. Or it doesn't matter. I'm Kenton. I'm going to be playing Spike, our half-orc barbarian Path of the Beast. And he's also an outlander.
Check this guy out.
He has, when he rages, he can grow a tail, and that's why on my mini I did a tail.
Nifty.
Yeah, he's lives close to the forest, been hunting monsters with his pals. That's about it.
Cool. What's your background?
Outlander as well.
Outlander. So you guys are both Outlanders?
Yeah,
Cool. Makes a lot of sense.
we decided on that and then decided to team up. So
Cool. And then I think we come to how old are you, by the way, Ezra? Because elves can live to be well over 1,000 years old. How old are you, Ezra?
Like I designed it, and he baited it.
Councilwoman Vanessa, she's a human, if that helps.
No. Okay.
She's a blip on your
We get
longevity.
back to TJ or not.
you might remember some odd stories from when she was a child, kind of thing.
So like, take how long you would want to be, how old you would want to be as a human, and add a 0 to the end of it.
Kind of.
Yeah, basically.
230.
There you go.
Ooh, young councilman.
Young councilman.
Young councilman. You're in that like
He was groomed early.
groomed. Yikes. It's like it's weird because there's still like a Mrs. Robinson thing going on then with Vanessa because you're still technically a 23-year-old, but you're also like hundreds of years old. It's weird. Okay, but it's okay. It's like those animes where it's like, oh no, it's okay. It's not statutory. It's like a lowly thing. It's fine because she's a vampire and she's like 3,000 years old. I'm like, no, it's still fucking weird. Don't do that. Please stop doing that. But please, go ahead. I was gonna say, so you're probably the oldest.
Probably. So I'm Noelle. Today I'll be playing Sayalora Malagova. She is a bard, College of the Spirits. Shutter Kai. So she's actually here on sabbatical in the normal realm here. That's why I've got the Raven Queen feathers going on here. Her background is actually she's an artisan. Technically, she's a weaver. She was employed by the Raven Queen to actually take down, stories of the dead as they passed into her kingdom by weaving them into the tapestry. So that's kind of her gist, but she's here just checking out some weird things going on. And getting a little sun, too. Otherwise, she's 333 years old, so she's seen a few things. She's a little experienced.
That feel good
if you
to be
will.
a third
And,
percentage.
yeah. So that's Silora.
She's my benevolent, make sure he doesn't die on his first few missions.
Yeah. And I'm
Guardian, godmother, fairy godmother.
exactly. And I am very.
It's like a groomer and a pet relationship.
No. I'm also I'm kind of rail thin, like model-esque, because I have an 8 strength score. So
You're very lithe.
I am very lithe.
Twinkish.
So I'm like, oh hey, thanks for getting that baddie over
It's
there.
female, non-binary?
Female.
Female?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. So, yes, and nice little taste. So you are originally from not this plane of existence, because you have business, because you have professions and careers elsewhere. But you said you are on sabbatical?
On sabbatical, working on my tan, but kind of also looking into just hearing about something weird going on with these spirits. Something. It's Raven Queen's not happy. I just got to make sure that make her happy again. So.
Great.
I am her. How do mortals act in this world?
Yeah, it's like, I guess I'll follow this one out for the next century or
Right.
anything, that kind of thing. You're probably her, maybe first or second. She's kind of like,
Right.
you're the one that, because you're like up in the tier of like what's going on and be like, yes. Oh well. He's in you probably think of him as your intern. Just because of how much okay, yeah, you can go get coffee, go to the material plane and make sure you do
You can
the
lift
things.
the coffee for me.
Yeah,
Great.
where you're
thank
like dealing with all the souls and everything, where he's just like, oh, cool, I brought you another soul. I'm like, great, add it to the pile. Cool.
Souls just pile.
I like the whole strings of fate kind of thing. I always love that the Greek stuff. I love the Greek mythology. But go ahead, please.
I am Cody, and today I am playing the Wood Elf Gloomstalker Ranger, Dayrake Duskwish, at your service. I have been traveling with Lord Ezra for some time now, and there's some weirds going on. And as a courtier, I am here to help him along.
I feel so fed from that accent. I feel so fed. I am so ready for this. I'm just be like, so Cody, what do you think?
That's awesome.
Normally like Twain doesn't do it before, but I'm just like, oh,
no, I like
Cody, you should just next time you go on a date, just only speak like that. Just see how that works.
The problem is you got to keep speaking like that.
Yeah.
It sounds
Yeah,
kind of like
change it.
French, kind of, yeah.
I mean, language is a learned behavior. We can do
That's
it.
really
We can
cool. I
do it.
like that.
That's great. Awesome. Cool. So, I guess, without further ado, let's get into it. And welcome to Gooey Cube, Menace in the Mists. Yeah. Woo, spooky, spooky, spooky. Cool. I'm your not-so-humble Dungeon Master, TJ. So, we're going to give you everybody just a little bit of background, a little bit more background of what is going on here. I have my little notes here that I'm just going to do. So, as you guys know, Prondadol, great, there we go, is on the cusp of between a town and a city. And you guys arrive around, mid-ish day back into the town. Now, some of you come in as a party. Some of you, Ezra, you were off in an ambassadorship. Sent off to another fiefdom or some town or some village, everything, as a council. And you had volunteered to go because you like to get your hands dirty with your work rather than be stuck behind a desk. You received a missive from your fellow council member, Councilwoman Vanessa Bartley, that she was leaving her post within, well, not it's a little harsh, but going on an exploratory expedition to investigate some rumors and disappearances. She was pretty vague about it, but she said that it was important enough and urgent enough that she do it immediately. And that you should know that that her seat would be vacant upon your arrival, not necessarily like to be filled by somebody else, but just so that you know that at the moment there's not enough council members in Prondadol to Prondadol. What am I saying?
Say
Prondadol.
whatever you're doing.
Prondadol.
Say it
I
however
never
you
say
want
it. I know, but I never say it the same
That's
way
fine.
successively. So
You'll figure
Prondadol, there aren't wouldn't be enough council members to do like an actual vote. So meaning like as soon as you get back, you gotta like stick around for a bit. Is what she's saying. She's pretty vague about it. You know her as a very driven. What's the word I'm looking for? Ambitious, independent person, but also, not rash or reckless. Maybe, but you probably are a little bit more reckless than her. Granted, this probably started to be like, oh, well, there's trouble, and she's running headfirst into it. You were kind of wrapping up your ambassadorship, your ambassador duties anyway, so you kind of hightailed it. Went a little bit of a double, like 1.5 time, double time back with your courtier, Derek. And along the way, I think you probably we had talked before at a game that you got kind of like a little bit of a vibe. You're like, I'm not really sure what's going on here. This isn't really like her to do it herself. I mean, she does a lot of things herself, but it isn't really like her to not just command her powers and send other people to do it because it's their jobs. And she only does things like this when it's of importance, which just kind of like there's a little egg of worry in you, a little seed of worry, which kind of spurs upon the urge to gather a little bit more help on your way back to Prondadol, meaning that you, among your many stops back home, you pick up some mercenary help, some hired muscle. As much as I would love to role play this scene, the way I see it in my mind is that you two, who have been like the Outlanders, have been like doing odd jobs to like make sure that like. Because the world's a dangerous place. That monsters and creatures that could threaten civilized life kind of stay upon the boundaries of civilization. And you do that. You do odd jobs, kind of Witcher style, if that makes a little bit more sense for you guys. I think.
Yep.
I think perfect. Great. Great. Thank you, CD Projekt Red. I imagine that at one point, probably kind of serendipitously, maybe the hands of fate, wink, wink, actually have you two, who you guys probably, as you know each other during your sabbatical, met up. You started talking about a quarry. You guys are both pursuing the same quarry. Probably got into a little bout about who actually deserves the bounty of it or who should go after it first, everything. And you, Ezra, witnessed this and was like, oh, okay, these both people know what they're doing, but they got into a little bit of a tussle or like just a little bit of a heated debate, words were thrown. And you, with your diplomatic nobleman skills, could be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Whatever this pennies thing that you're doing, I can pay you more. And you just put the big old, like, it's not your money, it's taxes. But you put it on the thing and you're like, I can hire you for a better job. I can't, it's a need to know information, but if you escort me back to Prondadol, and you help me find out more, you'll be compensated for your time. And everybody's just like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. I imagine that, I can't pronounce your name.
Sayalora.
I imagine that Sayalora doesn't really have a big lot of use for gold, but she's kind of just in it for kicks.
Yeah, I mean, it's
And
exciting.
my buddy's going, let's see what happens.
It's, if it helps with the thing, it's like, it's something interesting to do. It's like reading a book on the beach. It's like something interesting to do while you're kind of taking a break.
Yeah. It's your vacation and someone says, hey, there's a BYOB painting class you want to go to? You'd be like, I'm just gonna drink the wine and put finger paint my canvas, but sure, I'll go.
She's the Giles to my Buffy.
Yeah. We were actually talking about
Yes.
that. We were talking about Buffy. Like, she's the demon that gives you the inside information. That's exactly that's
Actually, with
when
that
you first
description,
mentioned
she's
it.
more Spike to your
When we were on a
Buffy.
backpacking trip,
Yeah.
that's exactly what I mentioned, and you were like, "Oh, I don't really know," and I'm so glad you brought that up. Simpatico. I love that. Okay, so anyway, long story short, probably too late. You guys arrive in Prondadol. It's like around noon. You as a council member are pretty aware of the goings on of everything. What you do notice is that there are quite a few missing posters up and around. There's always some there. Timmy fell down a well or whatever, or someone went too far into a place that they probably shouldn't have, to yada yada yada, or someone eloped, or someone didn't want to elope, or that kind of thing, and the missing poster goes up. But there's quite a few. What looks like what you can tell by just first glance that over a dozen distinct different poster sketches of different people here. This is a little troubling because this is still kind of your home. I want you to do me a favor as you guys come into town. The air is thick. It is, dare I say, moist. It hangs. You can feel it like soup in your lungs almost, and it feels odd to you. You're not used to the air being this thick. I want everybody, as they're moving through town and Ezra's noticing these flyers, to roll a perception check. See if you can kind of get a vibe check. I will say that you can roll either an insight or perception, whichever your character would like.
I started with
Great, let's go around the table. Go ahead.
26.
26.
I rolled in at 20.
For perception?
Yeah.
For the first roll of the game. Yes. Amazing. Good tidings.
Yay.
Great. You
17 insight.
17. Okay.
16 perception.
16 perception.
8. Either way, 8.
8. You're more upset about the fact that he got the bigger half of the sandwich than the last time.
It was my turn to have the big sandwich, man.
It's like where you do that thing where you cut and they choose, but you were a little late, so he just cut and choose, and you got only like a quarter of the sandwich.
Womp womp.
You woke up
Lose,
late.
you lose.
17 insight.
17 insight.
that the
Okay,
next
cool.
time I'm
We're gonna
doing
get to
the
that.
math for our
Remind me of that one. That one's spam it.
17 perception.
17 perception. Okay, couple things. Those of you who we're gonna do perception first. 27 perception.
26.
20. I'm sorry. Yes, 26.
What's the matter at that?
26,
Right.
26 perception. You notice there are, like I said, quite a few of these dozens of missing posters. You also notice that there aren't as many. You're back home, right? Ish. Sometimes you wonder, but this is your current station. You're currently stationed here, and it feels a little ghost towny. I don't want to say too much. There's just usually more people moving about in the streets, and it just feels a little not as bustly, and it kind of makes you feel okay, a little empty. One of the things you do notice on the door frames and the windowsills of some around here are little superstitious hanging trinkets and stuff like that. People seem to be a little cautious and moving about. Specifically, one of the things you notice is that someone is carrying what looks like an older gentleman is carrying the worth of what would be 2 individuals, but has to carry that by themselves because someone is missing. But what catches your eye, out of the corner of your eye, is something familiar, but not in a form you remember. And you see a crosshatch kind of sketch on one of the wooden walls of one of the buildings is a missing poster with the representation and the presentation of Councilwoman Vanessa Bartley. She's been reported missing and has a poster up. The other things, you hear a couple rumors that are kind of going around about the disappearances. You hear like someone rush by speaking rumors with each other. Well, there was a witch queen that ruled these lands long ago. Her name was Malvolana, and she was just a true terror. Her dark tower still stands to this day on the dark glade, choked by all manner of thorny vines and briars. She had some arrangement with the Republic to take tolls from the roads. Tolls? What was she doing tolls? If you ask me, she never really did disappear with the times. You also hear, in response, the other individual who is talking with her. Oh, right, the witch queen Malvona. She had a number of apprentices, if I remember correctly. Way back from law, 2 of them were practically her right and left hands. Wait. Right, yeah. So one was named... what was his name? Oh, Viand? No. Was it Vindaloo? No. Vorduna? No, Vordred. That was his name. Oh, awful fellow. That's the name. Can't quite recall the other one's name, though. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that the cursed woman never showed up dead. No, she never did. It just kind of bloop. And there ain't no way to tell how many apprentices she really had. So who knows? It could be kind of come back and try to take over from the times. You know? At least that's what I heard in my crochet class last night. Great, cool. Perception checks of 18 or higher?
17.
17 2 perception checks? Okay.
Or insight.
Insight.
Insight, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think anybody got high as 18.
Okay, cool. That's fine. Insight. You hear another rumor and you hear another rumor. 2 different rumors, but I'm going to do something that you hear. Yes. As someone walks by, you know how you're like kind of walking by and you eavesdrop, or you like overhear someone in conversation, then you like reminds you of something, so you start talking about to the person next to you, like, oh right, Malvona, and you have your own conversation. Right, Malvona, that damned witch made lovers of the necromancers. One of them was a necromancer named Vordred. Like she said, that's how I remember. So the legends, or at least so the legend says, quite a few years back, he built a tower down near Nevermore. They said there was a secret dungeon beneath that tower, all kinds of fearful and terrible things, and racks and chains, and makes my stomach turn. Things went on in those depths. Welcome to the pit of despair. Is just what I thought of immediately.
Is it inside of a tree?
Yeah, exactly.
Just gotta find the right knot.
If there was one thing necromancers need, it's bodies. If there are 2 things necromancy is, it's fearful and terrible. You hear another thing as you spot him kind of like walking off towards that poster that has Vanessa Bartley on it and everything, and you kind of clock that. And as you're on your way, like half of your attention is behind you as someone walks behind you. That's talking to the same gentleman. I go like, oh right, some dark tales tell that Vordred killed I can't say the name. You're better at words than me. After some lovers' quarrel. Figures. Without witch and a necromancer sharing a bed. Can you imagine that? After that, he couldn't control the undead monsters in a tower, so he fled toward Nevermore. They say he tried to take over the town with his undead minions. Who's to say he's not trying to stock up and try again? You approach the poster. Is indeed Councilwoman Vanessa Bartley. You know it's Councilwoman Bartley. You don't usually say her first name. You often do.
I don't see the poster yet. Correct.
You kind of like see his attention, and you like, it's almost like that thin slicing thing where you see the poster and it looks familiar, and your brain tells me, is that person? Is that a person? It's got to be that person, but everything. But your like conscious is not, and you're like your conscious mind is subconsciously not willing to accept it just quite yet. That kind of feeling, because that means something far worse than you. That means your hunch was right, and you prayed that your hunch wasn't right. One of the things you do notice with that insight check, however, this is you were a councilman in this town. You know how the people are here. These people are gossipy bitches. These people are gossipy. They are spreading rumors like wildfire. You don't know if they even believe what it is that they're saying, but they are telling the tale because it's entertaining. You are noticing that there is still evidence that there are people missing. Great. The scene is yours.
I ripped down the poster.
You rip down the poster as it tears from the wooden side of the building.
Lord Ezra, I think you should take a look at this.
What is it now, Derek?
I really think you should take a look, and I'll hand it to you.
I don't believe it. It can't be true. These people around here gossip all the time. I don't believe it.
What?
As your advisor, I advise we should probably pursue this.
What is it you don't believe?
These people around here gossip constantly.
Yeah, I mean, I heard a few things going by as, with some lovers' quarrel and stuff like that, but I don't know if I want to call it true or not, but necromancers, interesting.
My dear Vanessa would just... I don't believe it. No.
Does it say how long she's been missing on the poster?
I would have read that.
You were do you want to pick up the poster that crumpled you threw in the ground? You pick it back up and uncrumple it. Cool. It does say, so it illustrates the missing politician named Counselor Vanessa Bartley. There isn't actually there isn't specifics as to how long they have been missing on there, but there are instructions near the bottom for individuals to inquire with someone that you know, actually, Guard Lieutenant Lars Pendergrill. And he's the lieutenant of the guard, at least for this section of the city.
At the very least, Lord Ezra, we should at least inquire who is putting these posters up.
I agree. We should go and visit the guards immediately.
Okay. Cool. Do me a favor, roll a history check for me.
Absolutely.
Because let's see how good your history is with the guard lieutenant.
And the name of the guard lieutenant one more time
Is Lars Pendergrill. Pendergrill. LarsPendrigal. Lars Pendergrill.
Thank you.
You got it.
History check. Okay, let's see. Oh my God. 6. And that was with the +5 with history, too.
Can I roll since I'm also just within the story?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Real that dice.
You also do notice while you're looking at the thing, what you get distracted because you look at the bottom and there's like gold rewards and stuff like that, and you realize, oh, I'm paying that.
It's coming out of my treasury.
Right.
Mine was just a 10.
A 10. Actually, I'd say that's good enough. You know a little bit. You're a little bit more of, as much as you want to be Ezra. You're a little bit more in the trenches with the working man. So you know that one of Lieutenant Pendergill's vices is the drink, and he does have a typical haunt. Which is called one of the inns and taverns in town called Savol's Rest. when he's off duty, that is.
You know, he might be filling his cups at the what was the place name?
Seavol's Rest.
Seavol's Rest.
That's Seavole, like Seavol. Seavol's Rest.
He's been known to hang out there from time to time.
Now, why would Lars Pendragon be known to hang out there?
He likes to get his drink on.
Go ahead, sorry.
Is this so?
It is.
I mean, you can't blame a fella for after a hard day's work, having a little bit of some comfort there.
Oh my God, that was amazing! Wow, you worked a real alcohol into that.
He needs to act appropriately.
I guess we can talk to him and see if he is appropriate.
I don't understand how drinking ain't on the job and worth it. I mean, why not you just drink?
This sounds like a guard that you and I could actually get along with.
Hell yeah, let's go.
This one might not throw us in the stocks for just having a fun at a bar, man.
Derek, who in the hell have we picked up to bring with us?
I love this. I'm in a happy
They seem capable. We'll find out soon enough.
There's nothing wrong with a good beer, and if everybody
What's wrong
leaves
with
the black
drinking when
eye,
you're
then
not
it was a
working?
Good night, right?
What's wrong with drinking when you're not working?
What's wrong with drinking while you are working?
Nothing to me.
Councilman, I'm sorry for their disposition, but they do have a little bit more muscle than the rest of us, so I figure, we might as well just let them tag along.
During my training,
Lord is
Yeah.
correct. You're right. Let's just go. Ugh, wasting so much time here.
I know.
Hell yeah.
I love this so much. Yes, you had a question.
during my training, what I have read about the Witch Queen.
Go ahead, roll a history check. You get advantage on those because of
My blood hunter.
blood hunter stuff. Yeah.
19.
19. Yes, she did exist. Like it is true. At least that's what the stories say, that she did exist. Granted, it was long ago, but it was to be said in these parts. And as far as you know, yes, she did have several apprentices, and one of them was named Vordrud. And he was a necromancer. Like this stuff is true. Like as far as you know, as far as like that's what this, at least the story. So the story goes.
She was an actual witch queen that lived in this
Yeah,
region.
or it's self-proclaimed queen is what
Yeah.
you know a little bit more particularly. Like so she crowned herself.
And Vordred the necromancer also existed.
Yes, through like totalitarian methods and like despotic methods, and then took him as one of her apprentices and her lover, and things started to spiral. But yeah, the actual truth is mired in who knows what, in rumor and suspicion. Great. Yep.
We head over to the tavern.
Yeah. Okay. You guys head over to Seavol's Rest. Real quick, Ezra, you're familiar with Seavol's Rest. You don't really go. Are you a drinking man? No, so you don't really go here very often, but it is your town, so you're still familiar with it, and it is a good portion of the taxes collected in the cities do come from here, because a lot of people that travel through here get their money from here. So it is good for the town. It's good income. In fact, it is a huge tourist attraction because it's named after the hero Seavol, who in an age ago, like who knows how long ago, but not too long ago, was a ranger or a guardian of sorts of Prondadol, who protected Prondadol from a couple things. She's kind of like a famous ranger. Imagine her being more like the Liam Neeson of like the
particular set of
celebrity
skills.
fighter rather than like the Bear Grylls, or I guess Bear Grylls is more like that too. Like rather than I would say like rather than like an actual person that's in the trenches. Granted, she still was viable. Like she still was very, very, very good at what she does. But like lots of stories, lots of songs, and all that jazz. Like big. She's extremely efficient as well. So a lot of people come to Seavol's Rest because it was said that she stayed here a lot. In fact, one of the rooms here, the suite here, is reserved for tourists that want to sleep in the room that she usually booked. They turned it into a suite, kind of like a lot of historical architecture and everything. One of the biggest stories about her is a song called Myron the Ugly Troll, which is often sung here, often on repeat. And it's like, one of the reasons why you probably don't want to come here is because, like, oh my fucking God. This
Like the Daily Cabaret at 2, 6, and 10.
Yeah. That
Is it
kind
like
of feel,
a
yeah.
double door or a single door as you walk in?
It's a single door. It's a single door. It's not like saloon squeak, 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 squeak.
He wanted to make the
Yeah, it's not Western squeaky. I know you wanted to make it squeaky squeaky. It is a single door. But you are councilman. I mean, wherever you go, you're still like recognized. You still carry a aura of prominence. But yeah, so you guys go to Sivol's Rest.
Pretty good job so far. They don't normally let us go back to the tavern after they give us the job.
You think he's paying for it?
I hope so.
You guys know the proprietor is Venny. The proprietors are Venny and Coomber. Cardin Bumble are their names. Gooey Cube does this thing with races that are like not quite D&D races, 5e stuff, because Wizards of the Coast, different copyright, that kind of thing. I guess that's what it is. They call them softlings. I think that means halflings. I'm not quite sure. They call half-orcs oneri. So, I mean, whatever works. You know that they purchased this for a steal after the old owners died of old age and everything, and they got and now they have kids here, and you know there's like a bust of Myron the Ugly Troll in the suite, even like a copy of her ranger sword up there. Huge tourist attraction. It's like paying extra to be in the same room that The Shining took place in the hotel and everything like that, because that happens a lot. So yeah, it's that kind of
know
effect.
about it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
We've been there. We've been very close
Yeah.
to that exact hotel. Well, at least the outside of the hotel is what the
Yeah, that's
set was
that's
based
all
on.
they
So
got
the
was
interior is
the outside
not
of
the same.
Stanley.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
do you
because
wanna
it's
hear
the
a
actual
Because it's a
thing.
local-
When I was saying this?
It's
Okay,
a local
yeah.
tour.
Pause on the
Yeah.
no.
Exactly
Pause.
what
Go
you're
ahead.
describing.
No, go ahead.
So I did a bond with this lady who left that hotel like a month ago. What's her
Stanley?
name?
Stanley Hotel?
Yeah. And she's working downtown now, and and I was like, what's the creepiest thing that you've ever had happen? And she goes, one time a lady was in a room, we hear her scream, she's lying on the floor, she broke her toe, and they're talking to her, and they go, well, what happened? And she goes, well, I was filling the bath water up, and something pulled me and pushed me, and when I got pulled and pushed, my toe flung and smacked against the tub. And they're like, so you saying it was a ghost? She's like, no, I'm not saying anything.
So the bathtub scene
She is
where
like,
the
but something happened.
young woman
Yeah.
comes out of the water and then ends up being this like ugly drowned.
But anyway,
old-
Yep.
Ooh.
I've never seen a Shining before.
Creepy.
There's
stuff.
reasons.
Cool. So
in the movie.
So
Yeah.
we walk in,
yeah, you walk in.
and I'm immediately looking for Vinny and Coomber. Or
Venny and
both.
Coomber. Venny and Coomber, Cardin Bubble. They are behind the bar and around the tavern, like, you know, because this place is like still, even though this is still a huge tourist attraction, so it's still quite busy. In fact, the music is in full swing, and the bar, of which you're very familiar with, you know him, Lelenwi. She's a half orc, and she's playing the music over and over and over again, and she looks like she's on the edge of madness by playing this song over and over and over again. Of course, she is playing Myron the Ugly Troll.
I would go crazy playing that song over and over again too. I mean, the 4/4 signature, just a nonstop. Oh my gosh, it's like a Susan march.
It is catchy the first few times, but after that,
So it's interesting.
Indeed.
She's doing it in the style of a patter song, of which I will regale you with now. As she starts back up, and she's, and she appears to have like an arrangement of different types of instruments around here, like a portable harpsichord, a violin, a small little like shawm, and stuff like that. And they go between it at every stanza. So, and she starts. Now, come ye all and sit and listen to this fine historian. I promise not to sing around or dabble in Gregorian, as Marley the Ugly Troll is a song that fits criterion. So shut your yap and fill your cap with something Epicurean. His breath does have the odor of an avid pescatarian. His diet does include both children and octogenarians. So when you find yourself between the ages stated here therein, be sure not to find yourself in a cave that he's been dining in. His nostrils flare up so large you would swear those dwarven minds within. His hair is matted bramble that they say wood elves are hiding in. To brush his teeth and act that someone call humanitarian. He bathes so seldom that he's often mistaken for carrion. Ding 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 bang ding ding bang 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 bang. As he do little, she does a little harpsichord. His looks are not the only thing considered subbarbarian. His manners are atrocious and his voice is all but clarion. But given opportunity to read and learn without a din, he said he'd rather fart and belch and eat the librarian. But ding ding bing ding bing ding bing 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 bing. Now Sivo went a hunting for the ugly troll vulgarian. She felled him in a bout so quick he couldn't get a parryin. She did her very best to become your de facto heroine. She is the very model of a guardian Prondadolian. But she did her very best to become your de facto heroine. She is the very model of a guardian Prondadolin. And people are like, ah! Crazy.
Good
And they're
show.
like, 5 more times! She's like, oh my god, kill me now. People throw her coins, and she starts to move instruments around to do a different arrangement. And you hear in the background, as you continue to move around, the repeating call back to the chorus of, she did her best to become her de facto heroine. She did her very best to become the de facto heroine. She is the very model of a guardian Prondadolin. And she continues on. So you spot immediately, as this is happening, Lars Pendragon at the bar, swaying a little bit, sitting on a stool. I'm going to send you a picture, and I'm going to share with you guys that are watching the stream a little picture of what he looks like here. Just make sure I have it.
Can I do a little overly paranoid vibe check of the room? I want to see if anything seems off.
Yeah. You want to do an insight check here?
Sure.
Sure. Absolutely. We'll put on some tavern music here too.
It's not going to be that good, but
I
I got to be paranoid haunted guy. So 13.
13. You got it. The vibe you're getting is, I'd say the worst of the vibe you're getting is that some people are trying to drown whatever fears and anxiety they may have in distracting themselves with song and drink. And the tourists are doing their best to do so as well, because the suite is non-refundable. Yeah, that's the most of the vibe you get. Great.
It's like early crisis, in denial. Let's get drunk so we don't have
COVID's
to
a
think
hoax.
about it.
That kind of feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. So I'm gonna plop this in. For those of you who are on Discord, I'm gonna plop a portrait of Lars Pendragon up on the Gooey Cube channel in our Dice of Ages hub there for you. There you go. Great.
Lord Ezra, I think I see our man over by the bar there.
Is he supposed to be drinking in the middle of the day?
Best way to work.
He does have lieutenants. He may have, assigned out to delegate for him. I don't know his schedule.
Boys, not everybody likes to fight drunk.
I don't understand.
Some people like to have a clear mind when they get in a scrap.
Clear mind.
Yes.
Clear
I don't
drunk,
get
the
it.
fight ends the same. He does big damage, and I can help kill
I understand you don't get it.
When I'm
just
fighting,
letting
my
you know.
mind's going.
I understand. I'm just letting you know.
You
Different people
were a
find different
barbarian
ways.
just so you could do that. Just so you could do that one thing.
Different people fight different ways, so not everybody gets drunk in the middle of the day so they can fight better.
But if
I
that's
agree to
how
disagree.
if that's how you fight better, then
Go.
Drink up.
Please. I mean, I'm not paying for it, but you know, go.
Isn't he paying for it?
I don't know who's paying for it. Just saying it's not me.
I thought our contract said expenses included.
That's what I read.
Settle down, gentlemen. Settle down. Derek, can you go and approach Lars and let me find Kumbar or Vinny?
As you wish.
Gentlemen, follow me. Follow me, please.
I'll go help you out there a little bit, just in case, you know. Yeah.
Venny and
Taking
Cooper.
us
Yeah.
booze?
You said you want something to drink, correct?
Absolutely.
Of course.
Then follow me.
Okay.
But would you like something to drink as well?
I'm fine.
Okay. Follow me, gentlemen. And I'm looking for Kumber
Cooper,
and Vinny.
cool. Yeah, Coomer, you can intercept because they are moving food and drink around the tavern as you're on your way to the bar. The lieutenant is at the bar.
Right, I'm sending
Okay.
Derek over to.
So cool. You can intercept Coomer and hello, Councilman Ezra. Welcome back. Hopefully your ambassadorship went well. Can I get you something, a refreshment, some warm milk, your usual?
If you could, please take care of my friends here with whatever that they need. And I'm
Of course,
fine,
just put it on
thank
your
you.
tab.
Yes.
Of
just put it on
course.
my tab.
Yes, sir. Your table, even though you don't use it, is over there in the corner for you. Please feel free to.
Gentlemen, let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So your
Great
table
job.
is not near the bar. Just so
Okay.
cool.
So I kind of walk them that way, and then I head towards where Derek is talking to Lars.
Okay, you usher them there, and then you'd be like,
can
that.
actually totally see it.
Okay,
He was
we found a
taking-
table. I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick. That kind of move. Yeah, I know that. I know what you're talking about. But you're gonna go over. Cool. Okay, so yes,
Making sure the kids were settled before
Yeah.
dealing with the adult.
there's a round of drinks. They like warm milk.
Hard stuff.
Good
Hard
stuff.
milk.
No. Ale.
Ale. Yes. Okay. Ale. Yeah, sure, of
Ale or
course.
better, please.
Could they go and
At least
get
two
you a
or
round of
three.
ale?
They hand me my first mug and I go, can I have a large, not a small?
Sorry. Of course. Vanny! Great, cool. So, who's over? It's just you two then, right?
Yeah.
You're there too?
Yeah.
Oh, all four of
This is
you
a
guys.
flight, right?
Woo! Okay, you approach as a party to this guy. Cool. So,
These are the muscles.
Oh, yeah.
What was he was a captain?
he's a human,
Guard captain.
guard lieutenant.
I just saddle up real nice, like just on the side. That's all.
You could
It's not-
smell
yeah.
the alcohol on his breath and on his person.
God, Lieutenant Laws. You on duty presently?
What's it to you? I don't remember that I were. Oh, Derek,
Yes,
you're back.
I am.
He's behind me, isn't he?
That he is.
I
He
just
turns around real slowly. I would like to start my 5-point apology with I'm sorry. I would also like to stipulate it with the exception that I am under a great amount of stress. And as a vice, this is one that helps me. How was your travels, Councilman Ezra?
They were okay. Derek has some questions to ask you, so maybe we should find a more suitable location. And he grabs whatever he's drinking and scoots it.
Right, well, whatever you think is best. I mean, not much really to tell that I haven't already told and that everybody already knows, so it's not like it's a big secret. But if you insist going somewhere else, I might be a little wobbly.
I mean, it's not that far to your table, right? It's just right over there, right? That's what you're thinking? Okay.
I'll grab and try and steady him.
Okay,
And I'll,
cool.
I'll grab some waters then.
He's like, sir, as he kind of like, young'un, I can be.
That's what I thought.
I'll be just fine. It's just.
You know what's a really good tonic? This tonic right here. Just tonic, though. Just water. Just take it.
Water.
Just take it.
Drink some of that water. Nasty stuff. Oh, you know you can die from water poisoning. You eventually make it over to the
Not
table
that
as he kind of slumps down into a chair. He's doing his best to like sober himself up, but he looks ragged, like a burn in the midnight oil ragged. Drinking out the pain kind of ragged. And so, Councilman, fellers, lady, is this your entourage?
Yes, it is.
Are you doing okay? You look like you've already gone a few rounds with Spike here.
Well, let me tell you, it's been madness. Over the last couple months, people have been turning up missing from all over the area. Mostly from the southern roads that lead out of Prondadol, this place. It started small enough. We figured it was bandits taking people for ransom, that kind of thing. No, we haven't dealt with before, and which we have done quite a good job at. But, well, you've been gone a couple months, and after a few weeks, it became clear that it was something else.
Where's Vanessa?
He kind of straightens up and kind of forces himself to be a little more sober. That's what's got me most worried. She went out herself.
You let
Trying to
her
find
go by herself.
No, you know her. There's no stopping her. I couldn't if I tried. But I was able to convince her to take two of my best guards with her.
How long ago did she leave?
I'd say about maybe a little hazy, maybe a week or two ago.
And you haven't heard from her since?
Well, last I heard, she was going through the logging camp to the south.
How can you know it's only
The
A week or two.
Northwood logging camp. That's where some of the people started disappearing from, too, some of the loggers. People going missing from the camp. People went to find them, turned up missing, too. Got to the point where, well, seeing as you being gone and most of the other council members kind of vote with her, she demanded answers, and she voted herself to be the one to go find them.
So the logging camp to the south, you said, correct?
That is correct. That's correct, yeah.
These are the kind of details that lead to
It's the Northwood. It's called Northwood because it's just north of the Mirewood.
even though it's south.
It's south of here, but it's north of the Mirewood.
Good paying jobs
Okay,
are generally
just double check.
dangerous jobs.
It's at the north edge of the woods,
That's
which is
right.
why it's Northwood.
But it's
That's
still
right.
south.
All right, that makes sense.
It's south of town, but it's Northwood.
All right. There we
You just
go.
have to run.
Right.
And I'm sorry. You
Fun.
she's only been gone like a week, and you reported her missing.
I mean, I would have heard. Look,
Seems a little sudden, but I'm not
Was-
from around here, so
but
Was it closer to 2 weeks, and that's why you're looking
and
for?
like I said, it's a little fuzzy. But all I know is that
How many drinking blackouts
she's
since you
a
last
responsible
saw her?
individual, and she knows how it works. And if we don't hear from people, and people start to go missing, she knows we would assume the worst.
Lars, it's a little fuzzy because
Maybe
you've
I
been
jumped
drinking.
the gun, but I'm concerned.
Oh,
Lars, how many?
it's
how
a
many
little fuzzy
drinking
because you've been
blackouts have
drinking.
You had since she left.
One at a time. All three of you.
How many drinking blackouts have you had since she left, Lars?
I don't black out anymore. I'm more responsible than that. Yeah. I
Well, then
remember
you're not
blacking
drinking
out.
the right way.
Yeah, okay, I remember blacking out.
How do you remember blacking out?
Right? Look,
I just remember drinking, and then normally I wake up and have to wake you up in the morning.
give me some of
too.
that water. You're right. I
Here you
shouldn't
go.
be in this sorry state.
You're right.
No judgment here. We're with you, bud.
Councilman Ezra, I apologize for the sorry state you find me in, and I will accept
remember
any
black
disciplinary
now.
action that you deem credible and
Remember that time
Thank
I found
you.
you in the pigsty?
No.
speech impediment comes back when I get a little too much.
That was a good one.
I'm gonna go have a
Spit
cold
half
shower
in
and
your pants.
sober up.
I had pants that day.
Have a little coffee with that too.
Then the pig yum.
You know,
Yeah,
you'll be fine. You'll be fine as wine in the
I'm
morning.
worried.
Same
is
color,
all.
but you have pants again.
Always
As long as I got boots.
within like a day or two, I usually
More
hear
the town
something. We
guards
work
are
so
sad.
close together.
As my trusted advisor, David, what do you think we should do?
You mean besides fire the captain lieutenant?
Absolutely.
What's wrong with the captain, lieutenant?
I advise
Just lieutenant.
we to keep things from spilling over to the town as much as possible. We should probably investigate for ourselves.
Agreed.
And we any other flyers we see depicting Councilwoman Bartlett. Bartlett, is that right?
Council Bart.
Bartlett.
Bartley.
Partner.
Like the pears.
We treat with the same way we dealt with the other posters.
Keep an eye out.
Do you really think
For
firing this
sure.
guy when there's a bunch of people that end up missing is a great idea?
He's not doing a whole lot of good now.
But there's less people already.
You're gonna take a panic situation and fire the guy in charge that helps keep these people calm?
I think we
Listen,
helped them
have you
panic.
two ever run a city?
I've run into a city.
That was
No.
funny. That was funny.
That all tracks.
Drink up. It sounds like we're leaving the booze
He
again.
can be dealt with upon our return.
Agreed.
That would be the
don't-
better way to do it.
In my defense, you don't know what it's been like. I've sent nearly half of the guards under my directive to try to help find these people, and almost all of them have gone missing. I don't have enough to send any more search parties. I got to keep a standing force here in order to keep order.
You can barely stand yourself.
That is true.
You don't need to stand to tell someone what to do.
Sounds like he's in good working order.
Yo, that's a good point. Most of the people that tell what other people to do, they be sitting.
That's right.
I'm sorry. We don't function without the booze, really. We're better with it, so I think he's perfectly fine.
Y'all are made for each other.
Agreed.
I will say that this is, although this is like he has his vices, you've never seen him this bad before. He's usually like he does get all of his work done and responsibilities done. He's a good like he knows what
Usually
he's
pretty
doing.
functional job.
But like you find him in a state of like hopelessness here. Like he's not doing so hot right now.
He's like that guy who's just gone for forever and just so bad. He's just like, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna drink away this problem
He's
now.
he's drowning his anxiety, his fear, his pain right now. Yeah.
A few extra people missing shouldn't be that big of a deal. Has something else happened that you're not telling people about?
I mean, there's those rumors about Malvolana and her apprentices and necromancy and everything. I don't believe a word of it. I don't
Any word?
personally subscribe to them.
But there has to be.
They're just old letter judges.
There
wouldn't be
has to be
surprised if we
something
found out control
else.
nearby.
And I just kind of like
People.
saddle up to him a
Makes
little bit
sense.
more. But you're not telling us, you know.
That
I mean,
sounds
sure. Come on, you don't want to disappoint the
I mean, if you-
councilman here.
I've sent my exploratory and rescue forces south to try to find out this information. That's why Councilwoman Bartley was left to find out more, and I was ordered to make sure we have enough forces to defend it if disappearance can continue. So
So it is just all the missing people.
Seems like need someone skilled.
Throw up in my mouth. Hold up.
Wash that down with some water.
No,
you
no,
know.
let it out. Not in.
No.
Better out than in.
Oh, I'm just gonna.
You're
Hold
just
Out.
making room for more booze, but just let it out. It'll be fine.
on. Okay, don't want to do that. So, but most of the people gone missing from the logging camp, and so that's where Councilwoman Bartley went through. She went there to try to find out more information, and that's the last I heard of her. Trying to get in touch with the foreman, but I haven't left the logging. I haven't. Nobody's come back from the logging camp.
So some loggers in the one councilwoman's group have gone missing, and that was enough to send you into the.
Oh, it's several. I mean, I'd say around a dozen, maybe more. Just people in general,
But
as far as I know from the city proper.
But I don't know. That still seems like nothing too crazy to get worried about. You seem to be a man that has seen something that he is afraid of. What is it?
Me.
Have you seen the spirits?
Go ahead and roll a charisma check.
Yay. No. That one.
Can I-
so
since I
That
was-
one.
Since I was interrogating, like, can I have been helping her, sort of dig
How
it
do you
out of
want to
this
help
man?
her?
I was asked, like, trying to draw that out as
You
well.
trying to do
I
like
was-
pincer move here?
I was talking like back and forth.
Okay.
Like I was
emotional
asking a
pincer,
question, she was asking a question.
Bag
I
him
was
to a
like,
corner. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Here's what I'll say. Here's what I'm gonna say. Rather than giving her advantage, why don't you roll a charisma check too? And if you get over a 10, then she gets advantage.
I was trying to persuade him to tell me. Not, yeah. Just flavor.
Over 10.
Okay.
Yay.
Cool. Go ahead.
Thanks, friend. I
It's better.
Didn't help.
yeah. No, I 16.
16. He's like, all right, yeah. I mean, I miss her. I'm worried about her. I want to make sure. He like takes off his leather cap.
I think he's got a
like,
crush.
He's like, I wanted to make sure she was okay. You know, I haven't never been this long, so I haven't heard from. She always got orders from me, and orders are really important. And I like, I stick to a rigorous schedule, and I don't function well without orders. I'm like, very neurotypical. I need a thing to do, so.
That's okay. I
And,
just pat his shoulder.
I care about her, and I miss her, and I want to make sure she's come back safe, and she's a good.
Here, have some
leader,
more
and
of
good-
this.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, at least your guardsmen care.
True.
I may have bent a couple regulations here, trying to please her and make sure she was safe, but
So a little scene. What around the time of day? What?
what
Time of
right
day
time
is
is it right now?
Yeah.
I'd say like early afternoon, going into early evening.
How far away is that logging camp?
Oh, a few hours. Should get there around dusk.
Yeah. Do you want to go, councilman, or do you
Day,
want to
Rick?
stay?
I advise we should probably get some provisions of the liquid variety to
Hell yeah.
placate our traveling companions here. Otherwise, I think things might get a little worrisome later.
Some roadies for y'all.
Depends on whether or not, there's something that we can hit later.
Oh, that's true.
Sounds like we're going to run into something, so.
Or at least you're going to run into the wall again.
Well,
The city.
The wall. It was the whole
He
city.
does that when
Okay.
he's sober, so some roadies would probably be a good idea.
You know what? Ezra, do me a favor, just roll a straight luck check for me.
A luck check. Okay. I'm gonna roll purple for royalty. See here. That's not-
Luck check is just a straight roll.
Okay,
Oh,
just
just a
straight D20. Tell me what you got.
14.
14. Okay.
Unless you have the lucky feet.
When you talk about liquid libations that can help, you are a man of fine tastes. You have your own, what is known as a Northgard Reserve. It's Elvish wine from farther to the north, that does fill you with quite a bit of vitality.
Okay.
Mechanically, you know that each bottle of this elvish goodberry wine, it acts as like a healing potion. Granted, it is your personal stash and reserve, being a council member, that you like, it's your refined taste kind of, have a cigar and a fine, very barrel aged like scotch or bourbon and that kind of thing.
So would that be at the council chambers?
That would be at your like council chambers or your residence.
Okay.
Kind of like juice bar globe style.
Okay.
But it's yours. They're expensive, but just like healing potions are expensive.
So I turn and look at Derek and Derek, do you think that I should give them the special?
As your advisor, I advise we save that for us. But if things come down to it, is all I'll say.
Oh, you've got that good stuff. Like
You
that
got
from the
the
old,
good?
yeah.
We
from
got
the old
that
pub.
good stuff.
Yes, yes, my brother.
You know that you have 4 bottles of
Yeah,
this.
but
Nor-
it sounds
of this
like it's all
Northgard
the
Reserve.
woofy stuff.
4
It's
bottles
like-
of this Northgard Reserve. They serve as regular
We don't
healing
have to
potions.
pay for it. Who cares?
But you can go retrieve them, but it won't really cost you any time. You just have to go and pick them up if you want to get all of them. Depends on you. Let me know if you want to get any and how many you'd like to get if you do.
If I have 4, I want all 4.
Okay, you're bringing all 4 very nice bottles of wine. Like so much so, they're like those bottles of tequila or like very very expensive bottles of liquor that the bottle is just unnecessarily extravagant and like made out of like gold-plated porcelain, silly stuff like that. And it's opaque, so you can't see in it, so you can't really tell how much is left in it. You have to just feel the weight of it. But the bottle is so heavy, you'll never actually know how much is still left in it. Yeah, and it's ostentatiously difficult to handle because it's not meant to be like carried in a bag. It's meant to be like put on
I
display.
bet you it tastes like cheap booze too.
Oh, always.
I always say the good stuff, the more expensive stuff tastes better. It tastes the same to me.
Gentlemen, don't worry about it. You won't be tasting these anytime soon.
Told you they were hiding booze from us.
It's refined.
Hey, he has what he has. If he's, as long as he gets us stuff, I'm good.
You do so. Lieutenant Lars leaves and goes, tries to sober up. Yep. And
I like that lieutenant, though. He needs a promotion.
you retrieve your bottles of fine.
I think he's
good
doing
wine.
just fine.
Is there anything else that we should get before we go to this logging camp?
Do we need anything, Derek?
I mean, just standard provisions and rations, and
Man, I can find stuff in the forest. No big deal.
if there are other places that sell healing liquids.
Would
is
I
that all
know
we're
of
gonna
any
get?
places we could go to get a few more things? Well, I'm sure I would
Like
know.
provisions. I mean, you know of a. Here's the deal. You know of like general store to get like just general stuff if you have the coin for it. I mean, of which you probably do, based on your noble background. You'd be in your inventory. As far as like alchemy and like more healing potions and stuff like that, that is hard to come by in Prondadol, only because
People.
often the tourists are often a little affluent, and they'll come by and kind of clean people out. They'll book the suite and they'll kind of clean people out. And how long
like a
it takes to
souvenir.
actually brew? Exactly. Yeah. For them, it's not like it's practicality. It's more of like bragging rights kind of thing. Like, oh yeah, this is a healing potion I got from there. Like, this could be made by the same person that made Sievel's healing potions, that kind of thing. And it's like an autographed baseball type feel.
It's all watered down junk.
Well, I think we have everything that we could possibly need. Let's just stop by the inn and get these gentlemen their fix.
Just grab some stuff from here and let's go. I don't need anything crazy. I don't need anything special.
I advise we get the lowbrow stuff for the.
Great, cool. So just in the interest of
Agreed.
time,
Just a couple bottles of whiskey.
you guys
Yep.
want
Yeah.
easily done. Give me two gold. Someone give me 2 gold for 2 bottles of 2 bottles of whiskey.
How much should we technically start with?
It says in your background.
But I mean, since we've gone up,
Oh,
like, since
right,
we're not level 1,
right.
that's why.
I'd say you guys like the hunters probably don't live a lavish lifestyle. You probably live job to job, so you probably have just as much as the same as you had background because you work and you spend all it on lodging and eating, and then you work again and you spend it all on lodging and eating, and then you work again. I'd say you have like a stipend and from taxpayers. I'd say you probably have like 10 gold more than what your background says because you're probably a little more stringent with it. Blood hunter, again, not probably
Job to job.
job to job, and probably someone that's really their really only interest in gold is
If I have extra job, it buys things to put into my monster.
exactly
kit.
you reinvest in your profession, or sometimes you splurge on a bath or some food and everything. It's really, other than that, it doesn't, you're like not really interested in buying like a house somewhere or retiring or saving up, that kind of thing, and you have absolutely no interest.
I'm like,
Yeah.
money.
What
Whatever.
am I supposed to do with this when I get home?
Yeah.
So how much was it you said?
Probably disappeared
You have
right after
10
we
gold.
finished.
No. I mean, how much was the whiskey?
2 gold, a gold per bottle of whiskey, because it's decent whiskey.
I got
So
it.
Ezra won't let you buy anything other than top shelf whiskey. So great, cool. Anything else specific that you wanted to grab? Otherwise, you have the stuff that you have in your packs.
Is there anything y'all need for your monster hunting?
Right. I mean, I've got my tools to help find where some creatures
You
are
got the
and
booze,
things.
right? That's all we.
Without knowing what we're walking into, I think we're about as prepared as we can be.
Yes, we got the booze.
It helps him rage.
So, I do have like a little hand cart. It's a chest
Oh,
that
do
I
you?
carry
Where'd
around
you
with me.
get
My profession.
that? Okay.
It comes with a chest and monster sling.
Is it like
kit.
a
Oh no, sorry, it's
a rickshaw?
Yeah,
You walk around with a rickshaw?
with a chest that'll like open up, and I've got like all my
Okay, I will
my
keep
tools.
that in mind that you are lugging around a rickshaw.
It reminds me of like those old like.
How? What's your strength?
I mean, like
It's just 10.
Okay.
traveling
Okay.
salesman.
What's your
type
constitution?
Carts.
6,
Opens it up.
14.
14. Okay.
Do we need a map of this place or anything else like that?
It's like a wheelbarrow type.
I would
thing?
assume that Derek
Hold?
Just
would know
says
the area
chest
well
that can hold
enough
up to
that we
300
don't
pounds.
need a map, but maybe I
A
shouldn't do
wheeled
so.
chest?
I'm not carrying around a 300-pound chest.
The shopkeeper
So
there.
that was the only way I
know
could
which
think
way
of
is
that
north,
made
don't you?
sense.
Yeah, don't you?
Right?
Yeah, I mean that's all that matters. We know north's
It
that
just
way.
says.
It's south,
You get a chest
gentlemen. It's
that has
south.
all of your monster
That way.
slaying stuff in it.
Oh. So you're doing like you're Death Stranding.
Hello.
Right.
North that way. And south
Like
that
if
way.
I have, like I'm not carrying around this
You're
chest like a
outwarding
backpack.
I understand. You're like you're
So,
lugging it. Yeah, you're
it's like-
probably lugging it. Yeah.
Like a chariot kind of thing. It's got like
This
the
is
2
my
wheels,
tendency.
and I just
right.
walk
Yeah.
with it.
Not
I
good
actually
for
could totally see
difficult
if we wake
terrain.
up
No,
in the
not
morning
gonna
just
work.
went
And
out
not
in the
good for
direction we
fast
stab- we
speeds.
stab
Yeah.
her off, and
Okay,
that's the
cool.
direction of our next job.
Map.
That's totally fine.
Map.
That's the whole point.
Yeah, I mean you.
something.
So here's the deal.
Like when I already know the area well enough.
You know the area well enough. You
Enjoy each
also
other's
know that a
company.
map
Alright. Let's just go.
past the limits of the Mirewood is
It hurts to grow.
not very helpful because it's not a place that really has. It's just woods. It's just forest. I mean, you know where it ends, where like its boundaries are, but there aren't any roads that go through the Mirewood. There are some footpaths and stuff like that, but there just aren't. People just kind of since the thinner parts. Sometimes there's a footpath or like a small cart path that cuts through it in order to make a shortcut, but there's like. But without a map, you know how to get to the logging camp. Easy.
Wouldn't we
Liam,
know?
are you going to have a difficult time on these travels? It seem to have a lot of stuff with you.
Is your cart all terrain?
I mean, yeah.
You see the shock absorbers there? I mean, it's all ready to go.
I mean, as long as I can walk through a space, it can follow me. For climbing up a cliff, it's going to be a little difficult, but
I would imagine.
that's why I've got all the rope.
All right.
How heavy is it?
About 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Strong as heavy as a man.
Yeah, I can carry it.
Trust me. I mean, that cart saved our lives like 3 times over, I think, with all the stuff that was inside it. Way back when, I'll tell you the story along the way. I tell the story as we start walking.
I love the way you live. I tell the story as we start walking.
Oh, yeah.
Great. You guys
I
head.
can't believe you told that to get out.
You guys
of that
head
case
south
with the beholder, man. That is just
to the
weird.
Northwood logging camp.
Yep.
Cool.
We gotta make sure we have an extra 3-foot stick. When we
Leading
go to the
south
beholder.
from
That's how
Prondadol,
they got away.
the Vesard Tradeway is the road that you take. Is among the most heavily traveled roads in the region. WESVERD, Vesard Tradeway. But in recent days and weeks, as the rumors have been happening, as you're hearing about and gathering information while you're moving, the travel has decreased, and as the rumors have spread. While there are some signs of fresh wagon tracks, it pales into what it could certainly and would have been. The sky has grown dreary and gray, casting its gloom over you like thick, soggy blanket. As you begin your journey south, you're left only with your present company and your own thoughts. It takes until about dusk to arrive at the Northwood logging camp, but on the way, as you grow nearer, and you know this because you've taken the road before, or taken the tradeway before, the fog, rather than being moved around by the air currents and the heat and the cooling and everything, has become like sticky. Not like sticky to the touch, but sticky as far as like it has begun to settle, and will like start. It like begins to start high and looming, and kind of like crashes like a wave, and then sticks to the ground like a thin layer of fog at like a haunted house, and it just stays there like soup or silk webbing that you have to wade through. As you draw nearer to the logging camp, approaching it at around dusk, you can easily sense that things are not as they should be. There are no wagons hauling lumber. You hear no sounds of loggers felling trees, and the sawmill is silent. A dense fog, much like that which descended upon you during your journey, blankets the camp, making it difficult to spot the tree line. The smothered amber glow of a roadside lantern is the only thing that guides you in.
Is this like a natural fog, or is this just super thick fog?
How would you know?
He's the ghost hunting dude.
Give me a reason.
Is there any monster that can create fog?
Go ahead and roll Arcana
Like
check.
lair action?
Oh, go ask me
Are
a
you-
fucking meta question like
You
that.
seem to be
The fuck outta
trying to
here.
think back. I mean, let the spirits guide you. Add guidance to that.
D4, right?
Yes.
I believe so.
Yes.
22.
Master.
22.
Yep.
There are creatures, often of the undead and elemental variety, that can summon quite these types of things. At the moment, you don't necessarily have any evidence of the presence of such creatures.
Okay.
But, I mean,
This very well could be unnatural fog.
could be both.
But
Could
I
be-
don't know.
Could be both.
Okay.
You need more data.
I mean, I'm being super paranoid, so.
Of course you are, as per your character. Cool. So, like I said, all you see is the light,
We're considered in
the glow
forest,
of
right?
roadside. Not at the moment. You're traveling the road, the tradeway. You haven't yet to reach the north side logging camp is near the edge of the Mirewood. You had traveled south from the city to the logging camp because logging camps are up against the edge of the wood, and they move progressively in as they cut down trees. You know. If you ever played any resource management game, you know what I'm talking about.
Resource management.
Is there any like tracks? Does it seem like this hasn't been going on for that long? Like, how long does it feel like there's people missing?
Do we, like, looking around, do we see anything that seems out of place for what would be a logging camp?
Why don't you, the mercenaries, go ahead and roll perception checks for me.
Can I as well?
19.
10.
Okay. What'd you get?
14.
14. Okay, cool. You are, again, still upset about that sandwich. You
Actually,
do notice
I bet
some
you he stole my booze.
other loggers moving about. You do notice some people in the camp moving about. They notice you and kind of regard you curiously a little bit, but they don't seem to stop at all. They kind of keep doing what they're doing. Many of them appear to be like brandishing their axes and carvers tools, and carving tools. They are, but whatever they're doing, their task isn't appear to be aimed at the tasks of processing lumber. It seems to be like for something else. You notice that what it looks like is that they're like making, what is it called? The not the palisades, but the pointy one. They're called cheval de frise, where like it's like anti-cavalry pointy sticks that go at an angle. They appear to like be making those and like building like a barricade on the far side near the Mirewood of the camp, on the south side of the camp.
Ooh, this looks good for...
You also see an individual with a green hood that appears to be like directing others.
Seems like a man who knows what's going on.
I'll walk over.
Okay. Spike kind of points it out for you and nods and points it out for you, and you walk over.
People are paranoid.
You've never met this person you've never met this individual in person, but the kind of like the air of just being familiar with the area. You know that this is Foreman Parkston. This is the foreman of the logging camp. I'll put him up right here. This is what he looks like. Gray hood, goatee, big beard, shorter hair. He notices you. I'll post it up on here too for you guys.
I say, wait, Derek. I mean, you know I can't leave a good story behind. Let me join you.
Very well.
All right.
The foreman does notice you, and recognizes Councilman Ezra, and kind of waves you down and kind of fixes there and like dusts it off. Looks like sawdust and stuff on them as they're moving about, and kind of like waves at you and then just kind of turns around and keeps walking south. Almost as like, come follow me, but like we got to keep moving. We're not like, I got stuff to do. So the foreman leads you to the southern end of the camp, and what awaits you looks nothing like a logging camp at all. The men have fashioned barricades from overturned wagons, and rows of makeshift cheval de frise serve to greatly narrow any entry to the camp from the Mirewood to the south. A handful of men appeared to be on watch, armed with axes and lanterns, though from what you can see, the mist is too dense for the lanterns to be really of much use at all.
I just want to point out the depressed, drunk lieutenant is smiling in his official portrait, whereas this dude looks like he's about to bust down into tears. Like, he is a sad-looking man.
Yeah. Alcoholism will do weird things. Okay, so you eventually catch up to them. They just kind of nod at you, and they're addressing those two because although you have met this individual sparsely, basically like some council meetings.
Compared to them, we're not important.
Yeah, no, like they just address you. They know who you are. You've never met in person, but they know you. So, but they also see that you have a band of people that appear to be well armed. So they just turn around, Foreman's and the. Let me make sure I get this correct here.
Parkston.
Yeah, and Foreman Parkston kind of turns around and says, "Well, I can't say." I got that accent wrong. Hold on. Well, I can't say we're not happy to see you. We've been hoping Prondadol would send us some proper help after the council passed through.
Help for what? exactly?
Well, ever since folk have been disappearing from the camp quicker than before, and whenever some of the boys decide to try and find them, they end up disappearing too. Right into the woods. Ain't seen them since.
Do you have
What they talk
any
about,
idea
yeah,
of what's going on?
Well, that's what we were trying to ascertain. We're meaning to pack up and get the hell out of here for over a week, but men won't leave behind any of their own. Can't say I blame them.
So nobody's actually seen anything. Just go disappeared.
Some weren't where they were supposed to be doing a shift, didn't show up to finish the shift, didn't show up to muster in the barracks or their quarters afterward.
No, I mean, I guess that was my question.
And then
is
some went out to find them,
they just
and they also disappeared.
So no
Full-
buddy system.
No, we sent buddy systems out.
They
Always-
just
always
both
parties at
disappear.
least two.
Well, I meant like from the camp, like when they were doing their job. And getting,
The
think that's the
disappearances
problem.
within the camp itself or only outside?
Yes, very much so.
Inside the camp.
And you haven't seen anything? I mean, these are quite the
Well,
barricades. you got.
We've seen strange dancing lights beyond the tree line. Disappearances started about the same time the fog started rolling in. Never seen one this thick before, and it just kind of clings to the ground of the trees, almost like it has a mind of its own.
Have the disappearances slowed down since you've erected these things?
No, in fact, they sped up.
What sort of lights? You said there were lights out in the
Yeah,
woods?
strange dancing lights just beyond the tree line.
Like dancing like this, or like...
Oh, they come and go quickly.
Oh, okay.
The first few men went to investigate didn't come back.
The lights aren't working out in the woods, is what you're telling me.
bugbears.
No, no, I don't have any men out in the woods now. We're trying to stay safe.
wisps is what it sounds like.
Of course, we're all reluctant to leave. I mean, they all have families, and they trust us with their safety. So, we're staying right here until we can get them back.
I mean, that's right noble of you. And how long you've been seeing this stuff going around and the lights?
Well, disappearances started about 3 weeks ago. It was slow, as far as I can remember.
I would know what a wisp is, right?
Depends. Go ahead and roll I'm going to say Arcana check.
How long
Yes.
ago was it since you saw Councilwoman Bartley?
Oh, well, the counselor went into the woods about... I actually have a note for this. Hold
If they're going to sit here
24.
and stay,
24.
how are they getting anyone back?
I'll get to that in a moment.
Okay.
I don't know. Remember the last camp like this that we found? Like all that money we got to take off the bodies of the people who stayed behind?
That didn't happen.
I believe there's a 1 week. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. These are counts.
Councilwoman Bartley and her escort of 2 guards arrived in camp 1 week ago and left soon after they conducted a similar investigation as to what you guys are doing now.
None of your people accompanied her.
No, she specifically requested that we stay here so that there would be a base for more to return, and specifically ordered us not to send any more people into the fog, into the Maya wood itself. And then she went in.
Wait, is he talking about the one who went missing from the town, the one that we were just talking about in there?
Councilwoman Bartley.
Is that what her name is?
Yes.
Ever since she went in there, the disappearances have started drastically increasing in rate.
So it's her
Lost
fault.
over
That's what
a
I just
dozen
heard.
men.
So we need to go kill Councilwoman Bartlett, is what I
No,
just
no,
heard.
no.
Don't
that's-
let Lord
no.
Ezra hear you say that.
Then you don't get any more drink. And you don't want that now, do you?
I mean, it's not the first time we've had to fight sober.
No.
You don't get drink, you don't get paid.
Thank you for putting it into words, my friend.
No, I mean, I'm not sure what's all the funny business. I mean, we're missing men. brothers, friends, sisters.
We understand. We're trying to figure out this situation for ourselves.
We're tired, terrified.
Sorry, when you walk into the wolf's jaws all the time, it becomes kind of funny if you make it back.
If you make it back.
I'm prone to count.
Otherwise, we're an untold joke out on the road.
So, like, what time is it now? Like evening?
It's like just after dusk. Like the sun is. It's starting to
that
dark.
one weird
tundra
rock.
we did.
I don't get there yet.
I mean, would your men take comfort
don't
in a
know.
little
We were
song or
drunk that
poetry or something? And, try to help ease in that a little bit.
Really like
I can
the
do that
song,
while
Bill.
while y'all sitting down from supper.
That's right behind you. Wouldn't mind that at all.
How long since the last disappearance did you say?
I'd say maybe 2 days.
Is there any kind of pattern or regularity that they occur at?
Some of the men think something supernatural is abducting, our fellows, but
But having been 2 days, is it due for another one today?
I mean, I'm not one for patterns as far as knowing that more and more are increasing faster, but possibly. I don't know. I mean, I hope not. That's what we're trying to prevent. That's why we're erecting these.
What if we decided to be bait and attack thing and do it that
I'm
way?
all for you being bait.
What I do know,
He makes great bait.
or at least
Only
what I
for
think,
fishing.
is that whatever's coming and whatever's causing, I think that whatever it is taking my men and women is coming in the night.
Would stand to reason.
So if you intend on following in Councilwoman Bartley's steps, I recommend you don't travel after dusk.
So we either stay here for the night, or we go see what's out there in the dark.
Well, if it's attacking at night, then it's out right now. And if we're just trying to get it, then why wouldn't we go out at night?
If we don't go searching for it, how are we supposed to find it?
I think if we stay here, it'll come for us. Then we
We
don't have
don't
to go
go for
chasing it.
But then we can
I'm okay with
surprise
that.
it.
He likes running after him.
Well, we've got a few
Lord Ezra,
empty bunks on account of the disappearances, so you're more than welcome to stay here.
That's my
do you have
kind.
a preference on this matter?
Let's take a vote. Do we want to head out tonight, since this is when individuals seem to disappear? Or do we wait here and see if anything happens and head out in the morning?
Can't find it if we're not searching.
I'd rather go get something than be surprised by it. I like to do the surprising.
We're good at surprising.
We know that they're going to come here. We don't know where out there they're going to be, though. And so we have a high probability of them coming to us. And we can set the trap.
But what if they're coming here when they don't find people out there?
Stay here for the night.
So it looks like, Derek, you are going to be the tiebreaker.
It seems these defenses that they have put up aren't doing much. That said, I think us all being here, at least with some minor comforts for the evening, would be preferable.
Then it's done. We'll stay here over the evening, and we'll go out tomorrow.
We'll still be on the lookout tonight.
Absolutely.
We will assume something is coming here tonight.
Right.
Of course, I mean, we started taking shifts about after Bartley came through, making sure that the barricade's always manned. So
Well, we can add our numbers to those watches.
much obliged. Well, suppose we should feed our bellies and our ears before we rest up. And you play some music. You guys have some food and rations before you rest up for the evening.
It'll be song of rest for those that would.
Sure. Yeah.
Need it if
like,
they're
as
villagers,
far as like
like
hit
that
points,
kind of-
it's more of just like a temporary respite from the dread
Yeah.
that they're experiencing. Yes, Ezra.
So with the trance, if
So you transfer. So you're elf. You're full elf. You are too. So you guys just trance for 4 hours. You don't sleep. You just trance.
So-
granted,
so
when
my
you're trancing,
question-
you can't keep watch. You're busy like trancing and meditating.
that's what I was asking.
But you don't like drop
Go
into
into
full
full sleep.
unconsciousness. Yeah,
And all we need is 4 hours, and that will equal our 8.
that's your full long rest.
Okay,
So like
You're full
you
elf
could
too,
like
right? Okay.
meaning like one of you could. It's the cool thing about having 2
I'll-
elves in the party.
the
So it's
Three of
like
us.
3 of us, actually.
Oh right, because you're a wood elf. Yeah. So you, like 1 or 2 of you could trance, while the other one stays watch, and then the other 2 can
Trade
trance.
off.
Like someone will always be at watch, and it's fine while the other people need 8 hours to sleep. You guys are like done. You can just split it up, and someone will always be on watch. And just to make it easy, you guys just pick who you want to be doing like first and second watch and stuff like that. You can roll some stuff.
So Derek, Silora,
I can take first watch.
I can do second.
and I'll take the last watch.
Okay, you got it. Just perceptive checks all around.
All of us are just
Just them, because you guys are sleeping 8 hours. They only have to sleep.
No, that's
4.
why I'm double
They're
checking.
paying us to not do any more.
I
stuff.
know. I'm
Yeah, they're making it easy for you.
easy paycheck. I'm not used to
24.
this.
24.
Just please hit the things hard when you get it.
Natural 20 for the loggers.
21 for
21.
Silora.
15.
15. Okay, so each and every one of you guys notice these flickering lights. Like, that appear to appear within the fog.
Speaking of, did my Arcana check?
Yes. So you are like upon waking up the next day, because nothing really comes of these. Upon waking up the next day, you guys share this information, and you share that these are what you think could be manifestations of like spirits of forests, or like others known as wisps, or some type of thing. You also know that they're dangerous, and if threatened, can explode, like detonate. But they often manifest as a kind of any form of light, and often lure things to certain ways. They're best to be left alone, but they kind of ride the fence of their temperament. It's not necessarily like intellectual; it's more of just like impulse. We're whimsy wisps. Wisps of the whimsy. Yeah. Cool. Cool. You wake up the next day. Everybody gets their long rest. For the sake of time, I imagine you guys continue south in
go.
trying to find the path of Councilwoman Bartley.
Just for
Sure.
your sake, so you don't call me out on it, I activate my Crimson Rights.
How long does that last?
8 hours.
Okay, cool. So that means you can like ignite your swords whenever you want.
Correct.
And you took the damage, right?
Yep, I'll roll that right now.
Okay, cool. You guys see as you start to step past the Cheval de Frise and into the thicker fog and into the gnarled wood of the mire wood, you're as Eli?
Liam.
Liam, the other way. As Liam appears to dash some blood of his own blood across his sword.
Is that one of the magic things y'all into?
Oh, yeah.
There's like little sharp points on the very like pommel of my swords, and I just sort of like prick myself on
Oh,
those.
you diabetes prick yourself.
And then like I do a little like rubbing them, and I say a couple of words as I
Cool.
prepare myself.
Do you
in
see
case
like
we
some
run
of the
into battle.
sanguine liquid just kind of like floats in the air for a moment before it kind of like atomizes and like rests on the blades?
But his magic's a little bit different than mine. But trust me, that stuff it's very good. It'll be very protective of yourself. I know it's a little gross,
I
but
hope so.
So
blood.
the foreman bids you adieu,
Everybody
and you enter the Mirewood. Entering the forest feels as though you are entering an entirely different world. It is eerily quiet, with only sounds of your own footsteps reaching your ears. The air is stale, and every breath brings the distant odor of rot and decay. A low mist brushes against your legs, obscuring your feet, but never quite rising any higher than the cuff of a boot. Though the trail is difficult to see through the blanket of fog, the tree line on either side made it easy enough to follow. The trail winds and bends through the trees for miles before the mist grows thicker and climbs higher. Looking over your shoulder, you find that the same mist has risen to obscure the path that you've been taking. It is unclear how long you've been walking this path, as the absence of a visible sky overhead makes measuring the passage of time incredibly difficult. However, some of you are outlanders, correct? Meaning that you can't get lost except by magical means. Is that how that works?
I believe
Forest
some of
is
them
the
will
preferred
check.
It just says no.
Forest is your preferred terrain. So here's the deal. You guys are still confused. Leading you to believe you know how you work, leading you to believe there's probably something supernatural going on here. Forest is your favorite terrain. I believe it still also excludes magical stuff.
Yes, it says pretty much the same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. So you get all three of you get the sense that okay, there's something more at work here. It's not. This isn't just a weather phenomena. There's purpose behind this. Like there's some magic at work. There's a higher power or a greater power doing something. And you could share that if you wish as you're moving about. I do want to say that while you're traveling through, those that do have those abilities, I want you to roll perception checks for me. Because you start to realize, wait, I'm lost-ish? How could I be lost? I never get
And my
lost.
proficiency is doubled because I'm in.
Yes, I would still count that because you're still in your favorite terrain. That's correct, yeah.
Nat 1 for 4.
You're just super frustrated.
Dirty 20.
You're not used to being
Not
bad at
used.
things, so you get really frustrated.
14.
14.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. So you don't make the mistake that most people make when they're hiking, which is almost always looking down and making sure their footing is right, and realize that looking down is kind of pointless, seeing as you can't really see your feet in this fog. So, but you see a lot of the other people looking down anyway, and you decide to gaze up a little bit, and you're right behind. What's your bugbear's name again?
Zalk.
Zalk, right? Zalk. I'm gonna ask that 30 more times to each one of you. It's always takes me a while. You pat Zalk on the shoulder and you point up and you look up and you see hanging in the trees. Some of them bare, some of them not. What looks like something belonging to the tree at the edge of the trail. It's hard to describe. Like an entangled mass of thin, flexible sticks, bones, and feathers, and what appears to be a disembodied eyeball that sits at its center. Worse yet, this eye feels almost as though it's looking straight at you. It's some type of effigy. But when you break your focus from this effigy to talk to Salk and then look back, you realize then, as you start to notice dozens of them, more hang high up in the treetops, stretching far back into the tree line until your sight begins to fade into the fog, with all of their eyes seemingly focused on the group of you.
There's eyes in the trees.
I'm gonna plop that in there for you guys.
What did you just say?
That there are eyes in the trees.
And as he says that, Ezra backs up and gets an arrow ready in his bow. And
Okay.
he's backing up.
You got it.
You see Zalk just standing
Do
here
I
like this
know
with his hands
what these
empty.
are?
Go ahead and make a religion check for me. You get advantage on everything.
If it's a monster that I'm hunting, and it's an intelligence or a wisdom check to figure out what that monster is, yes.
So you specifically made this character for this one shot. Is what
Yes.
you're saying. Okay, cool.
I wonder why we would do that.
Right? I mean, let me double check, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
That's crazy. You have
Hunter's
to have its blood?
Hunter's Bane. You have advantage on wisdom checks to track fey, fiends, or undead. And you have advantage on intelligence ability checks to recall information about them.
Let me check something for you.
So if they're fey, fiends, or undead, yes, I have advantage when I'm tracking them down. Or recalling information about them. If they are none of those things, then I don't have
Problem
advantage.
is that,
You don't know what it is.
well, here's the thing.
Can you get advantage if you don't know what it is? Because are you really tracking it?
Do you get to discern which one?
No.
Okay. Okay, yeah, yes, it counts.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Cool. You
was religion,
inspect one of these. Yes, you inspect one of these a little bit more. Yes, sure, go ahead. When you inspect one of these a little bit more, and you see that there are markings upon one of the effigies, and appear to resemble those made by the disciples of Hagash. This is a patron deity of the unseelie courts and the dark fae, or fairy. You got a 20. I'm just going to go ahead and give you that. You also understand that these are most likely magical in nature. Like they're doing some sort of magic thing.
Okay.
But you don't really understand their purpose just quite yet.
I will relay that to you guys. These are idols of the children of Agash. They know we're here.
Should we start blinding them then?
I don't think it'll help.
But will it hurt?
No.
Ezra starts uncorking one of his nice bottles. Now's as good a time as any.
Zalko will just grab one of it. We'll make one of his blades appear, and all of a sudden there's a pink blade just shooting towards one of the eyes.
Oh, you're shooting it with one of your side attack things?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll attack roll for me.
You all, your Fae kind.
Nice.
These are the Dark Fae, the Unseelie. And if I remember the book I read correctly, they can see through these eyes. So they've already seen us. Taking out the eyes won't change that.
Right.
Just let them know where we've been.
23. Roll damage.
I guess with him shooting it off anyway, it'll stop anybody else from
8.
being seen.
8. You just this thing. You hit it straight in the eye, and it like just alights in that kind of purple psychic fire,
Well.
and it just disappears.
Well, they won't be seeing us out of that eye anymore, at least.
Yeah, and there's dozens more. But yeah, you got rid of that one.
You have means to protect your mind. Now might be a good time to make sure that's working.
Well, hell.
From our experience, nothing wants our minds.
That stays true, right? Fae are tricksy folks.
Yeah, I mean, like as the hunter
Yeah.
of here, anything you know, a little, at least a little jack of all trades dash of lore as to some sort of weakness or and strength of anything that could serve to be hunting you. So, yeah. One of the things you know about the Fae is that they're not always what they seem, and
They like to play with your head.
like trust is not a virtue. Yeah. So I suppose you guys do you guys continue on, or do you guys want to like try to? Are you wiping these things out, or?
I mean, if it's not going to make much difference, then
I mean,
You see how many of them there are? I'm sure the whole area is as covered as this.
Well, if they're the ones who are taking people, if we blind them, at least that might let some people get through.
We might have to take him out of the sauce.
He might give us a path back.
And I mean, they're gonna have to put new lights up here to catch people.
I mean, but we may be wasting too much time dealing with these instead of just moving forward.
Time that the hostages don't have.
Right.
All right.
You're in charge.
Yeah.
Let's continue forward.
You guys push forward, and as you continue forward, you notice that there are dozens, perhaps hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of more. As you continue forward, they're
Can I do
unending. They're everywhere.
Man,
glad
I
we
really wish
do,
someone could just light this forest
Hansel
on
and
fire.
breadcrumbs?
Sure.
But I'm gonna cast light on like stones
Yeah.
and like leave a trail of
You got it.
spot like little glowing stones for us to follow.
As you do that, as you cast light on one of the stones, you notice out of the corner of your eye, like almost a call and response. As you boom, a light, you see off in the back,
Like a wisp flying around.
possibly.
Okay.
In the distance, about a dozen or so yards down the foggy trail, a yellow glow has moved into view when you casted that light. Drifting just behind the dense tree line, it appears to be almost like a lantern trying to light someone's way. But as quickly as it came, it is swallowed by the mist again. Gone from view.
That light, not my light.
Yes.
Okay. And that's just a cantrip, so I'm just gonna.
Yep. So every time you do that, kind of call and response.
Every like 60 feet, 100 feet, I'm just gonna drop a little like rock.
You can only concentrate on one of the objects at a
Yeah.
time, right?
Yeah, that's true with that one.
Yeah. Prestidigitation is different, and the trinket artificer thing is different. But
Yeah.
this one is like once you cast it again, the other one goes out.
Oh yeah,
So they don't really work
cast
as
it again.
breadcrumbs.
Nope, they don't.
There were greatest distractions if you want to throw them off into the wood.
We can at least sort of orient ourselves off of that. Like if we're still walking away from it, we're still walking in a straight line.
So as you do so, you notice that like the call and response seems to be becoming quicker and quicker now. Rather than it being like boom boom, it's now boom 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 boom.
Maybe that's
boom,
not a good idea.
Boom. Now it's almost like they're happening instantaneously, and then it starts to blink just a bit before you cast the spell.
Maybe try a different tempo. Something.
So, do you keep casting it?
Yeah.
Okay, you keep doing it.
I'll do a little minor illusion of what we saw last night, just like over, like as far away as I can send it from the group anyway, just to try to mimic and throw it off our track.
Okay, interesting. So you do that, and you go back, and as you're looking forward and you cast it, you see her minor illusion, or what looks exactly like her minor illusion, ahead of you as she's casting it behind you. And then you like take a closer look at the light that you've been casting and the one that's been happening. And it's almost like you're seeing your own light ahead of you. Like you're seeing yourself cast it.
What happens if you turn?
Here, let's. That's a great idea. Let's switch places for a second.
Just see the same thing, but just opposite.
Yeah, you see the same thing but reversed. But for you, there's one more light than you casted.
That one I didn't do, y'all. It was yeah.
Do it
No,
again.
lost
Do it
me.
again. Do it again.
I'll do it again, but this time like
Do it again. Now there's 5 more lights than you casted. And they don't disperse after you cancel the spell.
I'm gonna
Maybe
stop
don't do
doing
it
that.
again.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop doing that now. Sorry. We can do more parlor tricks later, though.
You're getting the sense like you're getting
like
a bit
that
of the
reversing
runaround.
class,
It's like
man.
it's kind of, you've kind of
Like, it's
lost the
fun,
sense
too.
of direction here. You do, however, at some point, I want to make sure I get this right. You do ever notice that the path that you've been following, or at least you think you've been following, does widen and it changes a little bit, kind of like a larger area. It looks like a bit of a clearing, where the tree line is far more dispersed. Who's in front?
I mean,
Earlier you said
would
I
I
was
be?
behind Zalk earlier.
Yeah. So
So probably me.
Okay, so it's Spike, Zulk, and then
Dayrake.
Dayrick. So Spike, you're in front. You
unprotected.
trip over something. You trip over something as you're walking through it. It sounds like charcoal or like wood. And you reach down and it looks like burnt logs, like the remnants of a campfire. You also, actually, I want to say, what's passive perception of 16 or higher?
16.
16? Okay. You notice him stop and pick this up. And you see off past the tree line, enshrouded in the tree line a little bit, standing in between the trees, you spot something. Standing shrouded in the fog at the very edge of your vision, appears to be, at first, like tiny little of those glowing things that appear to have been following you or copying you or you're not quite sure. But then as you peer through and you know exactly how to angle yourself, this is your favorite terrain in order to look through, and you get a bit of you get a little bit of height and you look down. What appears to be several humanoids clad in shadowy robes, with one in particular standing out in front from the rest. A tall coned hood stretches up from its head as though whoever or whatever it knows you've seen them. As you kind of look and it kind of locks its gaze, or you can't quite tell, with you, they turn away. What's interesting is that you don't, in the shadow of the hood, you don't see the whites of eyes that you normally would, a whites of pairs of eyes. You see some sort of reflection of clusters of some sort of gel reflection, some sort of bouncing refraction, just dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of little reflections from under this hood. They turn away and vanish in the forest and fog. A whisper carries itself through the canopy overhead, though it is indiscernible. You begin to hear a rustle in the brush on all sides of the road.
We're not alone.
That's what we've been trying to tell you this whole time.
No, but I saw them.
Same.
No, but I saw them.
Oh, okay. Not just yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
I want to say, does anybody have a proficiency in religion?
Yes.
You don't?
Look at me.
How do you not?
I'm like a
very-
low level. I mean,
Yeah.
that's why I get sabbaticals, you know.
So here's the deal.
We have no clue what
Yeah.
Zalk has.
You do?
Yep.
Okay.
Not this character.
Okay.
Not-
Religion check?
No.
No.
You, as you're kind of gazing at what they're gazing at, trying to also discern what it is, you see that kind of shuddery, hairy horror style, 16th of a second kind of frame image of what looks like some sort of twisted angelic creature with masses of writhing, grasping hands for wings, like almost like above this other individual that turned and ran away, almost like floating, like T-posing over them and just into but and then gone into the mists.
Do I have any idea what that might have been?
You go ahead and roll a religion check.
Like demon of some kind?
You
Religious
don't
figure?
see this, but you feel this. Like you feel like there's the space, the air has been pushed out, and something, a weight of heavy has disturbed the atmosphere. Something of like you feel like if any of you've watched Bleach, like the spiritual pressure of this creature.
Would I, in my many years of service, have seen something like this cross through the threshold?
So you don't feel it at all. You don't see it. Nobody else sees it but
Liam.
But Liam. Nobody else sees it but Liam. You just feel it. But you don't see it. You feel like something kind of pulling you in two different directions, and you're just not what you're able to focus on.
25.
25. Okay. So this looks like, if you had to guess, you know that sometimes agents of deities have their own like creatures that they kind of catalyze through, or like they speak through, or that they send places to do their thing. Often they're very, very, very seldom met. Sometimes known as planetars, but they don't. But this doesn't look and like blue wing, celestial, angelic to you. This looks like something else. But it still has this like kind of like
That feeling
deific
about
type
it.
of
That pressure.
but something twisted and gnarled. You and as you sense this and you recognize it, it's almost as you see that thing as it recognizes that you recognize it, and like a bunch of the hands that makes up its wings like turn around and like open up as if they could see. They don't have like eyes in their palms like Pan's Labyrinth or anything, but they like turn around and just like as like heads and hands kind of turn around and almost just like flick at you like this, and you feel like you got sprayed by a spray bottle. And then you like as you blink your eyes, it's all gone. And that's it. The rustling that from all around you has quieted.
What was that?
Those eyeballs are not the only thing of Hagash that is watching us.
What did you see?
Was it cool?
Depends on your threshold for horror, abomination.
I mean, I travel with this fool. I've got a pretty high tolerance.
I believe it was one of his direct servants, based on what I felt from it.
Interesting.
As you guys take a moment to like try to ponder everything, the rustle beyond the tree line returns. Though this time it comes from all sides constantly and continuously. Shadowy robed figures step up now, past the tree line, almost through the fog, like thick soup, like time. Robed figures step up between the tree lines while others move in, surround you both in front and behind. Standing several yards down the trail is that particular with their tall peaked hood and a lifted hand. And you see in the hand what looks like Pan's Labyrinth eye. Style eye, like kind of like a snake eye. There is a disembodied, indiscernible whisper that rushes through the tree tops before the figure turns and disappears again into the mists. Beyond. The others, however, begin taking steps out of the trees to close in around you, knives brandished in their hands.
Time for some fun.
Roll for initiative.
Let's get this out.
Hey!
Here we go.
Dang it.
That's
Oh!
Oh, that's hurtful.
I'm wasting all my good rolls, but I'm not too upset about it.
And this is what you see.
Like one of my
Yikes,
great abilities
baby.
that I would love that I picked.
That's Gloomstalker.
Pick this
That's-
character
that was
specifically,
awesome.
this character around.
Awesome.
Doesn't go
Not
to
going to
that.
happen in this combat.
So here's this is the clearing. This is like the stump, kind of like where. So you guys are kind of all here, and things approach you. So why don't you put yourself where you would be, kind of around that tree in the
Where
middle.
was the fire that I stopped?
The fire is kind of where the stump is. It's like a hollowed out stump that someone put a fire into. I just didn't have a fire.
Wait, and which way
campfire.
would I have been looking at the people? This way?
That way. Like you've been traveling from me
Oh,
southward. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
ran into whatever I ran into.
Yeah. And we have these individuals that are coming out of the wood.
so they came from behind us?
They surrounded us.
from all
Oh, okay.
directions.
And I would have been opposite of you because we were doing the.
You put that one near that. There we go. Sorry.
That's your.
You fine?
your
That's
guy,
okay.
right?
And I will pull up the combat cam. I'll pull up the combat cam for everybody.
It's not great for a barbarian not to be able to rage until later.
Is Lord Ezra on there?
6 initiative.
Yep.
Here we go.
All 6 of us.
And of course, the fog does come.
It's nice
Very
not to see
cool.
the board warp anymore with the fog.
Cool. So, great. Let's do some initiative numbers real quick. 25 to 20.
28.
Whoa. Okay. Derek. That's like
Dayrek.
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 I'm not spelling that, so I'm not fucking.
Dayrek.
Hey, Rick.
23?
23. Okay, cool. Let me just make sure I get these right.
You glad we hired us?
Okay, so they go in 2 groups, just because of the way they rolled. So these 2 over here go in the first group, and these 3 go all together in the second group.
Well, let's hope they roll the lower.
What'd you get?
initiative
23.
23. Liam,
Like I said, burning all my good rolls early.
23, and then 15 to 20. Who got 20?
16.
Nobody got anything between 16 and 23? Okay. Okay.
I think you're looking pretty low on this half of the table here.
I rolled a nat 1 for initiative.
Ooh.
And Ezra is 16. 15? 10 to 15. 5 to 10.
6.
Okay. I'm not spelling your name, so I'm just calling you Bard.
Could just
You
put
can
an
just-
S there.
Yeah, you just put Psy.
Oh, Sai. That works
There you
too.
go.
What, S-A-I or S-A-Y?
SY.
Okay. All right. Spike 6, you said?
Yep.
Did you get a 4?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I rolled a nat 1.
Yikes.
Yikes, I did.
Zulk, right?
Zulk.
Okay, so up first is Dayrek.
Direct.
Derek.
All right.
You want to jump on him, Derek?
Oh, man.
Nobody wants to go down with a direct.
Jump on the drink.
So I will go to the guy right in front of me, and I'll go ahead and do an attack. I'm rolling good today. That's going to be a 26. It's a crit. It's a nat 20.
Ooh, nat 20. First roll of the game, nat 20. First roll of combat, nat 20. Amazing,
tonight.
Cody.
Can't do that in our regular game, but
When I log, I can't do shit, but
It's because logs and die
Well,
right.
yeah.
Log even uses the weighted dice, and he still rolls
still couldn't do
terribly.
shit. So that's going to be an 18
18 hits, yeah.
piercing damage. No,
18 piercing damage?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because I just did a crit.
Yeah, of course.
And then because
Yikes.
I'm a Gloomstalker, first
Extra
turn
damage.
of combat,
Yeah.
Extra-
no, first
extra
I get an
attack.
extra attack.
Right. Holy fucking shit.
So this is that one. And if this one hits, I get an extra die. So if it hits, it's like another crit.
Come on.
That's probably not going to hit. That's only going to be a 9.
That does not hit.
Dang it.
All right, well, I still have 2-weapon fighting, and I'm a dual wielder. So bonus
bonus
Action
action.
check.
So just don't add your.
No, I
dex
do
or
because
strength.
I'm 2-weapon fighting.
Oh,
and
because you
dual
have
wielder.
you have the fighting style.
And so
Okay, what the fuck ever, man.
that's gonna be a 22.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh, and that fell out. Yes, that'll be another 8.
That's exactly how many hit points he had left. You just walk up to the guy, go and just eviscerate them as you cut through the shrouds and blood splays, and they just fall.
All right, so
Gone.
I went.
20 feet.
And because it's also first round, I have 10 extra feet of movement, so I have 45 feet of movement this turn.
Yeah, Gloomstalkers the first round is when they
Devastating.
blow all their shit. They are, they're
So I'm basically now
early
loading
bloomers.
that guy's grill.
They blow their load pretty early.
It's all about the day, right?
But
Yeah. What?
took
Nothing.
out again.
What?
I'm
Nice. Single-handed.
sort of the same combat style as he is.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's just going to
Yeah,
happen
here we go.
again.
Yeah, just a lot of premature ejaculation. Okay, so Jesus. All right, go
I
ahead.
mean, he did finish one.
Am I up?
Yeah, you're up.
Okay.
You're fucking up. You're up.
I rush it.
He's
That
not
guy.
fucking up.
There wasn't
yet.
my normal disclaimer at the beginning,
Yeah,
so
yeah. Well, now you have your disclaimer, guys.
Like,
It's not a disclaimer.
some people wouldn't notice.
18.
18 hits, yes.
So this was the fire blade.
And you don't knock this guy unconscious. They're just dead.
No double taps.
5 piercing, 4 fire.
5 piercing, 4 fire. You got it.
Second attack, because like him, I have 2-hand and dual wielder.
Mhm.
Even better. That's a
As your
23.
Swords like light on fire like a shish kebab from Fallout, and you just slice into this guy. You see, this dude's swords are on fire, and
Well,
he's slicing people with
One's fire, one's radiant. So
There you go.
one's
So
glowing,
one's
a little
glowing
bit.
and one's on fire.
So 9 piercing and 4 radiant.
Nice. So 13 points of damage. They look terrible.
14 total. No.
13. 9 plus 4 is 13.
For the whole round, it was 14 plus 8, so 22 total between the 2 hits.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You do the math correctly. Great. Is that your turn then?
That is my turn.
Okay. It is then the only one that's left is the one that's like making magic in its hand. That's right next to you, Direct.
Direct.
Direct. Okay, so it's going to attempt to grapple you. Please roll. They're going to like open up a portal as like a little magic thing as a distraction and attempt to grapple you as it kind of disperses. So go ahead and do a contested athletics check, please.
that's gonna be a 22.
4. So you try to do that, and you're like, you just completely knock their hands out of the way. Nothing happens, and that was their action. Stupid cultist. Okay, great. And you killed the other one. So, Ezra, you're up.
Wait, I did acrobatics instead of athletics. Either way, that would have been a 19 instead.
You got it.
Well, he rolled a 4.
So I look across and I see
You can actually
Yeah.
use acrobatics to get. I know you can use acrobatics to get out of being grappled and restrained. I don't know if you can use acrobatics during a grapple. Check on that for me.
So
Go
it
ahead.
was 18 on the die.
Yeah, you're fine.
So I see what is. Let me see here.
So you're right.
Yeah, I'm right there.
Where are you?
Right
You're
there.
right
In the middle. I put him in the center because I figured
Yeah, you're right here.
like he would want us
So we
to
got
be
So we've got
targeted before
very
him.
hurt cultists over here. This guy hasn't been touched. This guy hasn't been touched.
That one's wrestling.
No,
with
This
that's
one's
Derek.
wrestling badly.
Not doing a good job at it. Cultists.
Okay.
Because he just told us.
I will take a shot at the guy that's directly in front of me.
Which one?
The one holding the staff?
Yep.
You got it. Okay, go ahead, roll your attack.
So a grapple check is strength for the grappler, But it's strength or
Acrobatics.
as the grappled
Yep.
to escape it.
Yep. And then once you are, you can use athletics or acrobatics to try to escape it as an action during your turn, henceforth. What'd you get?
I haven't rolled yet.
Why not?
Roll it.
Okay. So with sharpshooter,
So you have to declare that before you roll.
that's why.
And that means
I
you
haven't
take a
rolled.
-5 to whatever it is that you roll. So I mean, I think you have like a +6 for
Nope.
your weapon. Or what is it? What is it?
Plus
What is the
7.
weapon? Your attack bonus.
Plus
It's plus
9.
9.
+9. So you would just take a +4 instead of a +9.
Okay.
And if it hits, it does an extra 10 damage
Proficiency and archery fighting style.
Archery fighting.
and +5
Yeah.
to dexterity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that adds
I was
up.
like, it's the archery fighting style. I
At
didn't
level
add
4,
it.
he has a +9. He's insane. Your characters are so insane. I told you guys, just fine.
15.
Some of our
15 almost misses, but it does hit. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's an extra 10 damage. So roll your damage and add 10.
Okay. So let's see here.
Plus the other
So
modifier.
1d8 plus. Is that?
So
plus
here's the deal
5?
too. You're right behind. Spike is like almost in your line of sight. As like Spike is pulling up his axe, you shoot an arrow right through the eye hole of Spike, or like the hanging hook of Spike's axe, and right to this guy.
So it's just 1d8 for your damage, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Plus 5, and then plus 15.
And then
Yeah.
Plus 15.
plus 15.
So 18 points of damage.
Woo!
Plus, I don't know if you want to use them, but you have your
Arcane
shots.
shots.
Yeah.
So don't forget about those.
Right.
You get them back on a short rest.
And you get to choose, once you hit, you can then say, all right, I'm adding
Yeah,
that
it's like
arcane
smites.
Oh.
You can wait till you hit to say, all right, I'm going to do that.
All right. I'm going to do that.
You don't
got
have
it.
to. I was just...
They're
Right.
pretty hurt. Yeah. You wanna? What do you add into it?
I think I want to do shadow arrow.
Okay, cool. So they need to roll what save in order to?
They need to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. That is a 19.
Okay.
Saves.
So it saves.
Does it take half damage?
It doesn't say that. It
No,
doesn't say that. No.
that was just for the blinding effect.
So it automatically takes the extra 2d6 though. Right?
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead and roll that.
6 points of damage.
6 points of damage. This thing is on death's door.
That was just your first shot, right?
He only gets one shot. He's
We're
not
only
level 5
level
yet.
4.
I know.
Just because you get
That
one.
was your shot. You go.
So you do only get 2 of those, I think,
Yeah.
per short rest.
Right.
So
Is Bailey's stuff all set? Okay. 5-10 minutes. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's do this. Great. Boom. That thing's on. The guy with the staff is on death's door. Up next we have Sai.
I do have a question.
Sure.
Oh, never mind.
You have a bonus action.
do you have any bonus actions?
Yes, I do.
Second wind,
Second wind.
but you're not hurt.
Right.
So it doesn't.
Okay. Go ahead.
All right, you're this guy, right? Over
We
here?
have hurt these 2.
These are both very hurt.
Right.
This one hasn't been touched, and that one's grappling with Derek.
Okay.
Attempted.
Dayrek, yeah, and then that's Ezra over there, right? For
In the middle.
This is the blood hunter.
cape guy.
That's
oh,
Ezra.
okay, thank you. All right. I'm gonna help my buddy out a little bit. First, I'll just pull out my Raven Jezebel's skull and just, hey, this really reminds me of a time. Can you tell me a little story about? Yeah. And a bonus action, the Tales from Beyond. I'm expending one of my Bardic Inspiration dice to use this ability.
Nice.
So she's going to tell me a little story.
I like that.
All right,
Oh.
great. It's all right. It's all
Who
right.
doesn't know what that means?
No, it's fine. You'll
It's
see.
like a wild magic table.
Yeah. And then as an action, I'm going to just say to the guy over there that you're grappling with, "Hey, where did you get your cloaks? The Hagash's bottom clearance warehouse? Like,
You
Come
vicious
on.
mocking them?
vicious mockery.
Is
yeah.
that what is that? A
wisdom save?
wisdom
please.
save?
Yep.
A natural 20.
Yeah, fuck you too. All right.
He's like, it's Gucci.
It's overpriced. And that's my turn.
Great. So the tail doesn't do anything yet.
No, it takes an action to actually use it.
Okay.
But to activate it, to get the
Get it.
tail, it's a bonus. To use it, it's an action. But I hold on
okay,
to
I
that
understand.
for.
So you have it. It's floating right now. I
It's
understand.
floating. I hold it in my head until a long or short rest.
You got it. Okay,
Nice.
Spike.
I figured it was
So,
gonna be like a 10-minute limit.
Am I 30
Yeah.
feet from anyone? I can't really.
Yeah, you're 30 feet from everyone. You could get to anyone.
All right, I'm gonna run the other guy with
Over to help
Dayrak.
David.
Yeah, you can get. You can get over there.
And I am going to rage,
You got it.
Yeah.
and I'm going to
You see his
use
pants
tail.
split as his tail comes out.
I don't always have to be a tail. I have other options.
Oh right. What did you? You
But yeah,
said
I'm doing
tail, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's doing it tail.
I'm just imagining you
Like,
don't ever
made me
prepare
paint
your
this mini with a
pants.
tail. You're not
That's
gonna use a
because I like
fucking
the tail option.
Okay, all right.
The best.
Yes.
I can actually imagine like Spike in general.
Then-
He doesn't actually repair the back of his pants
No,
after
just,
every
there's
rage.
just a nice hole there.
Yeah.
Just there.
Right. Yeah.
Just a constant.
Right
breeze.
above.
These tattered hole, threadbare.
All right,
attacking?
I'm gonna attack with my great axe.
You got it.
Dirty 20.
Hits. Damage. This is Magic Dude.
12.
Magic Dude's hurt.
No.
Oh no. That's the wrong one. This one's hurt.
Oh, sorry. I forgot to add the other one.
12 damage.
No, 14.
14.
Forgot to add my
You
rage
got it.
damage.
Rage damage.
Rage.
I do more damage because I'm angry.
Rawr.
That's it then.
Yeah.
Okay. Zulk.
Ooh. Okay.
So you got your pick a.
Either help me run back there, run up here, or run over to help your buddy.
Okay.
You know I'm good with. I got someone next to me.
Yeah. Probably gonna run over and flank the guy that you're attacking there. That one.
Do rogue
Right.
stuff.
Yeah. And then question: Has he gone yet this turn, TJ?
Kung Fu looking guy.
Yeah, the guy that we're around.
That I attacked. They haven't.
They haven't. They. Oh, actually, they're supposed to go right before you. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
It's actually their turn, so I am so sorry. Because these three are gonna go now. Boo, 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 boo. Kung Fu guy is going to try to grapple you.
Cool.
Contested.
So they're not magic, they're just grapplers.
Try to pull you in.
I mean, if they're like
17.
You beat him, so nothing happens.
Things from the last one
Do
shot.
do 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 do. Both of them are going to converge on you,
Like this.
and they're going to flank you, and they're both going to attack you with daggers.
Cool.
I didn't even look at the first one, so that was dumb.
You're beating a 17.
I've rolled a 19 on the die, so that one, the first one hits.
Yep.
Okay. And another 19 on the die. Okay.
Okay.
So,
Two hits.
2 hits.
Do it.
You got it. Not much, but something. Oh, maximum damage for both.
Cool.
So that's going to be 12 points of damage.
Total?
12 points of piercing damage total. Yep, you got it. All right, that's their turn. Now, Zulk, you're up.
So you can go stab one in the back.
Assuming you're doing the same thing.
Yeah, I'm still gonna run up to the.
Ambushing the guy that. Yeah.
You know what? Let's go with the one that's not hurt yet.
Okay.
There.
Yeah, that's who I put you behind.
Yeah, so I'm gonna attack him.
With advantage.
Oh yeah. Good call. Not that granted, it's still better than my first roll.
What'd you get?
An 8.
No, it doesn't hit,
Can you not
unfortunately.
use this one. That's like the third nat one I've seen.
I know, dude. Like,
Is that it then?
no, I saw the bonus.
Okay,
action.
what you gonna do?
Um,
Chugging along.
I'm gonna attack him again with my bonus action.
Okay, cool. This isn't with dual weapon fighting, right?
I can attack with my psychic blade again as a bonus action attack, and I still get full proficiency on.
Oh, okay, cool.
So 15.
15 hits. Go ahead, do damage and talk some shit real quick. I'll be right back.
Fuck you! As I just kind of graze along a bone because 4 points of damage. I rolled another fucking 1, dude.
You know.
Can't always be a bard.
Dice. Huh?
So can't always be a bard.
Well,
He's
no,
good at
I just
everything.
need to switch dice is what it is. I didn't put them back in their bags after the last game, and I think they're mad at me.
You didn't put them in the proper home.
No, because I had to take off real quick.
Sorry, folks, for the temporary intermission.
Well, were you the last in initiative?
Yes.
I mean, so it would just be me again.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if we tell TJ,
I had to
Right,
color coordinate my dice.
All I'm going to do is just go ahead and get in position for flanking.
I had
Yeah.
to.
So I
And then I'll
have
wait.
fire damage sword,
Nice.
and I have radiant damage sword
Nice.
That's yes.
because I had to be.
Extra.
That's
extra.
how I would do too. Don't worry about it.
I do the same
Totally
thing.
would be.
I do the same thing. However, our cold damage versus acid damage, totally the same
Dude.
thing. Still not doing good?
No. Considering I'm already pulling out the dice bag again.
I haven't really done my normal dice rolling to figure out what the heck I should be rolling.
I haven't rolling hot tonight.
You have been.
It's the same dice I use when I'm playing log.
Well,
Log showing up, apparently.
log's different.
Okay, I'm going to keep this one in and this one in. And... Ooh.
I just rolled 4 nat ones.
I just rolled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dice and got nothing over an 8.
So you're try
I rolled 4 dice and got 4 nat ones
Roll this
on
one.
the d20. Because that's all weighted. 8, 12, 12, 6, 17.
All right, well,
Two.
what did you get for damage there? Sorry, a little
Oh,
emergency.
4.
4 points of damage, okay. And that was to the Kung Fu dude? Or
Unhurt.
The prayer dude?
Prayer.
Prayer dude.
Prayer dude. So 4 points of damage from that whole turn.
Yep.
Okay, fantastic. Wonderful.
Rogue doing minimum damage.
No sneak attack.
Oh, actually, that does count as sneak attack.
It
then.
does.
I forgot.
Does.
I never have sneak attack, so
Because
I
you
forgot
have
about it.
advantage. That's right.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
within 5 feet.
And you with 5
That means
feet.
your
yeah.
other attack would have been advantage too.
That is
No, no,
true. No, I didn't.
No,
advantage.
no,
He did roll with advantage. He rolled crap.
11 more points on top of that.
So
Okay, so
15
15.
total.
That's
more
like it.
roguish.
That's rogue.
That's more roguish.
Okay, cool. Great. Everyone's looking really hurt. Okay, we're back to the top. Derek.
So I already went ahead and moved myself into flanking while you were
Got it?
upstairs.
Cool. Yes. Sorry, just a little housekeeping.
Oh, yeah, so now I get advantage.
You got it.
Okay, that's going to hit. That's a 22.
22, yes. Jeez. I have to make this harder.
Yeah, I'll find that later.
You don't have to make anything harder.
Okay, that
Just means
was,
we get through it quicker.
that was a 1, so that's going to be a 5 damage
5 damage to
to
magic hands.
this guy. Whatever guy was trying to grapple me before.
Yeah, magic hands. You got it.
Is he holding the book?
He's he's holding like a little magic. He's starting a spell.
Oh, okay.
Got a
Every
little
time
portal.
you say that, I keep hearing Labyrinth and David Bowie. Dance magic.
And then I'll go and do my bonus
Look
action
at my
attack.
card piece.
That's going to be a 16.
16 hits.
And that'll be 9.
Down. As you slice again. Slice through these guys, cutting them down. Oh, this was cashmere.
You got blood on my Gucci.
And then I'll start moving that way, 35 feet.
You got it.
You will hear from my lawyer.
That's Liam then.
Hands guy?
Kung Fu boy. Prayer. Kung Fu boy or prayer boy?
Kung Fu boy.
Kung Fu boy.
24?
This is Kung Fu boy for those.
Kung Fu boy.
24 hits. Jeez, you guys are powerful for 4th level.
6 piercing, 2 fire.
Yeah, down, gone,
Down. Okay.
done.
So I turn to staff boy.
You got it.
That's gonna miss. That's only a 9.
That does not hit, unfortunately. Okay, then we go to no other bonus actions or anything, right?
That was my bonus.
Okay, cool. Now, well, it would be the cultists, but they're dead. Ezra.
I am going to.
The one you're flanking.
You got the staff. That's who you shot last time.
Yep. Okay.
Or you've got
Flanking
this
with the
guy.
other guy.
Go ahead, roll your tech.
I'm going to try to hit him again.
They look very, very hurt.
Okay. The longbow. Let's see. Oh my gosh.
fetch me lemon water. I'm not supposed to bleed.
13. That's miss.
13.
Yep.
Miss.
You got any other?
Do you want to run up and bonus action short sword?
Because a longbow wouldn't be a finesse or a light weapon.
Plus, I think
Yeah.
it has to be a melee attack.
Yeah, it has
too,
to be
I
a
think.
melee
it has to be
attack with
melee?
a-
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
She can't two
Right,
weapon
right.
with
What
it.
am I thinking?
know.
Okay, so that's it then, Ezra.
We're throwing you off.
Sigh. Yeah. Yeah, it's
You've
not
been
my
reading
lack of
too
sleep
much
or
one
anything.
D&D lately is what you've been doing.
So I like my position just where I am, but
The tree is safe base. The tree is safe.
safe,
The tree is safe.
safe. I'll look at the guy that I.
Staff or prayer?
Oh, prayer boy, and just yell out, "Oh, you're gonna hate the way you look. I guarantee you."
Vicious mockery.
You got it. You got it. That is a 14.
That just saves.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
I already do. I'm past that line. You can't hurt me that way. I have too much self-depreciating humor anyway. Self-deprecating, sorry. Damn grammar. Okay. That
I
was
mean-
your bonus action, wasn't it?
Grammar cultists.
That's an action.
Oh, that's an action.
A vicious mockery is an
So if
action.
Riley
So,
wants to kill them, then-
I'll I'll make my way over and start brandishing my rapier menacingly, but not really that menacingly, you know. So
You going all the way over or just part way?
all the way over is fine. So I can give somebody flanking. I have 30 feet of movement.
Okay, cool.
That's my
Spike,
turn.
that's you.
Okay, can I get over there?
There. Oh, Spike.
How much movement do you have?
30.
Not all the way over.
If I use my action
Spike
to
then,
dash,
Probably.
then get me over there. And that's it. Because I can't do anything else. I want to be within 5 feet of both of them if I can.
So up to me.
Yep.
I can't reach that far.
That's fine.
Do you need this?
No.
This is 35 feet.
And he dashed. So. yeah.
Oh, he dashed. Okay, so he's just there.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so nothing. He's not doing anything. At the beginning of your next turn, your rage will fade if you don't.
Next turn, correct.
Yep.
I have Sentinel. So as long as one
Oh,
of those guys
I
hits
see
someone
what
else,
you're doing, you silly boy. All right, it's prayer
Cultist turn.
prayer boys.
Okay.
so if I'm not getting
See,
attacked,
if Prayer
then
Boy
I'm going to
knows.
hit someone.
Would he turn and hit the rogue, or would he
No,
just
he's
keep wailing
going
on me?
wailing on you.
Yep.
So yeah, so you get your reaction if you want to spend
Yep.
it. Okay, and that is a 14 to hit you.
Miss.
Nat 20.
So this happens before he attacks too. Yeah, I think it's like they happen simultaneously. Well, they happen simultaneously, but he missed, so it doesn't matter.
Well, let's see here. I get this.
This was
one
Prayer
all.
Boy.
Yes.
So what is that? So that's 4 plus 7 plus my ravage. I lost what I was counting.
4 plus 7.
11,
Plus 9,
20.
20.
20 points of damage. You just straight up behead this guy. As it, how am I gonna get a seamstress to make this? Cool.
Attack.
Gone. Okay, then it's the one with the staff. One of the staff is going to try to hit you again, Blood Hunter.
Yep.
That is a 15. I think. Wait, let me
Nope.
double check. No, it's plus 4, so it is a 16.
Nope.
Okay. Misses you with a dagger. Zolk.
Sneaking around behind.
Yeah.
And stabby stab.
Yep.
This guy is so doomed.
He is surrounded.
This went different in my head.
Dirty 20.
Yeah, it hits.
So 11. 4 plus 20 points of damage.
Describe this cultist's demise.
Kidney shot.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was imagining. He rolls up behind and just right into his kidneys, or actually just below the rib, right into his liver.
Right into his liver. My spleen, liver, kidney, I can.
My organs.
Anatomy.
My insides.
You'll never know the feel of Egyptian cotton. As he just bleeds out and he's gone.
Fabric of our lives.
So by gone, do these things disappear when they die?
No, they're humanoid body. They're just dead bodies
Okay.
there, and
Great.
Something to the bodies.
beheaded.
The body.
And they're just there though.
I want to pull one of their hoods off.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, you
See
can do that.
what we're dealing with.
Cool. You can take a minute to kind of work through them. They look to just be like kind of a smattering of any type of humanoid races, anything like half elf, humans. There's a tiefling among them. There's nothing. The race doesn't seem to be important. They're just humanoids of any type. They look kind of like gaunt and like but they do. Each of them do have 25 gold. Or I'm sorry, not each of them. Like collectively, as you kind of search the bodies, just to save you for time. 25 gold, 300 silver, and I'm not even going to bother with the stuff that's worth trading because it doesn't really matter. There is a set of studded leather armor though, and some common daggers. If anybody doesn't have upgraded armor,
I'll just grab an extra dagger if I. Well,
you got it.
cool.
I don't wear
No personal
Most guards
items.
actually think these are my
No
actual
religious
decks.
amulets.
No. That's all they have on them.
Okay.
That's all they have on
no
them.
religious symbols at all?
No,
And they were just
No
humanoids.
eyeballs.
just
Dude,
random humanoids.
Do you
Not
two
monsters.
recognize any of these people?
Do they look like people that would have been part of Prondadol?
Prondadol?
Prondadol.
Yeah.
The Prod.
Prondadol.
The prod.
They look like denizens of the Prod.
That is a good question. Go ahead and roll an intelligence check for me. See if these look any familiar.
I mean, they don't look familiar, and they're certainly not Gucci on this label. That's all I'm telling you.
Just straight intelligence?
Yeah.
A 9.
A 9. It's hard to tell. You've seen a lot of faces. Maybe. It's hard to tell. Real quick then. Yeah, okay.
Dude who was beheaded. I want to take a little scrap of his cloak, soak up a little blood, and I'm gonna tuck that in
You got it.
the Monster Hunter kit.
You got it. As you do so, you guys hear rustling yet again. Over by this side, actually, like over by here, over here. And we're gonna get rid of the combat map because I don't really need it anymore. And we're gonna pull this off as well.
It always hurts when the spike
uh,
tail comes back in.
You have to move off the path a bit to collect that head. There is a cultist that was hiding in wait that pops out.
Okay.
That was either going to be opportunistic or flee, depending on what it is they were going to do. That pops out and does get an advantage on you.
Sure.
That is a 17 to hit.
Does hit.
Does hit. Okay.
Just barely.
I'm going to get sneak attack then, too. That is 17 points of piercing damage. How you feeling?
Not good, but I'm still up.
Okay. And can you please roll a Constitution saving throw for me?
I'm getting poisoned.
Poison y'all.
Nope.
Poisoned.
Not unless an 8.
Okay. and you take another 9 points of poison
I
damage.
am out.
Boom. You see as this like kind of wispy thing of cloak under the hood just stabs him right in the solar plex, or right. What's the another solar plex here? What is the
Shoulder blade?
Shoulder blade.
Scapula.
Scapula. Thank you. Scapula right in the scapula, and it's and you just kind of sense that as the your blood becomes poisoned, and your eyes roll back and just kind of slumps on top of the head like a football.
Liam, the mistress said, no, not today. And I go over and I cure wounds, yeah?
Okay.
We-
Oh, you go on the cure
we
wounds.
run?
This individual
I mean,
did
I'd
not
run-
know roll well on a morale check. Just takes the moment to just and flee. Full on dash. Boom, 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 boom. Move. Because what was technically everything was caught by surprise, so they attacked.
Whereas-
as they're
Was I
surprised.
close to him?
Yeah. Do you want to
You
pursue?
Sentinel?
No. You weren't within 5 feet.
Oh, okay.
He went off to go get the head. He went into the because
The head is what I cut off.
right. You lopped it
You
like
went-
15 feet away. You fucking hit that sucker.
Okay. I'd be like, let's stop this guy.
I mean, you were like Barry Bonds.
So I mean, I'm not far away from you, but I'm
Yeah.
10
Yeah.
feet away.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can-
10, 15.
Can I hunter's mark him?
Oh, what's the range on that?
90 feet.
Yeah. You know what? Do me a favor. This would be normally at disadvantage but it's your favorite terrain, so it's just a straight roll perception check to see if you can trace him as he like disappears into the fog. So you can get like a last minute glimpse at him.
You get 15 points of healing.
Yeah, it was perception 12.
12. That's good enough. Yeah, you can hunter's mark them. That gives you advantage on tracking them.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. For 1 hour.
Yep.
Okay, cool. What are you guys doing? You cure wounds him. He went down.
12,
15.
15.
15. What are you guys doing?
Let's follow.
Yeah.
You guys running? You guys
Yeah.
rushing through into the dense fog into the tree line?
Let's get that son of
I am.
gun.
Boom. Okay,
I'd
cool.
run.
You go. So you have advantage towards tracking.
Wait.
Don't you
Before
know
we
this?
go, just a couple of you, I'm going to psychically link with a couple of people so that way we can keep track of each other in the woods.
Is there a mechanic of that I should know about?
Yeah, I just need to roll a thing. I can only do it to 2 people. So whoever was volunteering, but I have it for 6 hours because I just rolled a psychic
Okay.
die for 6
Nice.
hours.
Oh, yeah.
And so you just can speak telepathically with
Yeah,
them?
as long as we're within 1 mile of each other.
Whoa. Okay, cool. Dope.
Who'd you link with?
Probably you.
So and
'cause
who
I know
else?
makes
how
sense.
you are.
So there's two, right?
Yeah.
So who else?
Anybody going to volunteer or do I need to pick randomly?
I mean, I'm the one who's going to be doing the.
Yeah, let's do it with
actual
him. Yeah.
Cool,
tracking,
you got it.
so-
You got it. The woodsmans and the
Yeah.
woodcrafters are gonna go. Okay, cool. I'm gonna say. So this is like magically like difficult terrain. Not necessarily as like movement speed as much as it is meant to make you get lost. But you have advantage, so it's just straight roll survival check is what I'll say. But you still get to add your proficiency and all whatever else you get.
Since I'm trained in survival,
So am I.
can
So
I
am
help
I.
him with tracking? Can I?
If it-
All
for-
4 of you are trained in survival.
Yes.
Yep.
Are you trained in survival?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll say if all of you are doing that, like tracking,
Yeah,
you
I'm
won't be
running up to
moving
this
at,
guy.
at like dead ass sprint though. Just so you know, the group will slow down.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that
And-
okay? Okay, cool.
And don't
Yeah.
forget to let the spirits guide you.
Technically,
I can
according to
feel
the rules
it.
of 5e, no matter how many advantages and disadvantages you
It's
have,
just one.
it still
But
just
that's
cancels out.
guidance.
Yeah.
So that's different.
So
was
you
giving
could
you
take, but
guidance.
you could take the guidance. Yeah. Just full disclosure.
So this
Well, he already
straight
has
still
roll.
advantage.
just a straight roll. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
he
just,
already has
it'll just
advantage.
I'll just change the DC a little bit.
Okay.
So where's your hit points sitting at? Or sitting at, Liam?
15,
So out of what?
36.
Okay. So by looking at Liam, can I tell that he's still hurting
He's
some?
still
Are you
poison.
bleeding?
Yeah, I'm definitely bleeding, and I'm below half.
Okay. So I walk over to him and I put my hand on his shoulder. Liam, would you like a drink of the fine wine?
You said it. It helps.
As you're running.
Let's go.
Oh, are we running? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you guys
Okay.
are moving. Yeah, unless you
Oh,
want
okay.
to.
Well, I thought you said we couldn't run because we were tracking.
I mean,
So-
you
No,
are.
we
You're
are-
just moving at like half
why are we
speed.
tracking?
We're
If
not
you already
moving
get
as
advantage.
fast because we're tracking, but we're still moving.
You already get advantage. Why?
It's
are we
changing the
moving
DC of to track it. Yeah. What'd you get?
So with guidance, I got a 14.
14. Okay, so you feel
You
like
hand
you're
me
on the
the
right
bottle.
track.
I will take it.
They
Okay.
whatever is halting your progress. You're not gaining on them. The distance between you and them is getting larger, but you're not losing their trail. One thing, however, as you moving through the fog, kind of like dodging trees back and forth because you can only see them like 2 feet in front of you as they appear. You do see. At the who has the lowest passive perception here?
11.
Yeah, 11.
11. Okay, so you guys are like in the middle trying to move together. You guys see what looks like a small glow appear and then disappear, and then before you know it, you're like 2 feet right in front of you. What looks like a wisp, and it starts to spin up and just detonate and explode as you just ran into you don't know what and you're trying to keep up with the group. I need all of you guys to roll dexterity saving. Everybody but you, because you're a little bit ahead, roll dexterity saving throws. Yeah.
I think the ghost hunters have the lowest perception.
I mean,
I get advantage from danger sense.
You do. No, from effects that you can see. Well, okay, I'll give
It
to
lit
you.
up.
It
Yeah,
lit up and exploded.
right.
I can't see it lighting up and exploding.
Okay, yeah.
Isn't it
What's
like?
in the sky?
Can you be surprised?
Yes, he can be
Yeah.
surprised.
Okay.
It's honestly more for traps and fireballs, really.
Yeah, I like this stuff.
Yeah. Dexterity saving throws. What did everybody get?
18.
18.
Same.
Same.
21.
21.
12.
12.
24.
24.
You said I didn't have to do it.
You didn't have to do it. Okay. 12. That's a failure.
Okay.
Everyone else succeeds. You take half damage.
Yay.
Oof. I dropped it. Oh fuck. Damn it. Whatever.
I love the commentary.
There we go. Okay. Everybody who did not save takes 17 points of force damage as this thing just explodes. And who did save, you take 8. Yeah.
Okay.
Ow. Oh, that hurt.
You guys continuing the chase?
Yeah.
Y'all all right, right? Right?
You guys going?
Yeah.
That hurt, but let's keep going.
I mean, we
Okay.
gotta keep
Do another
going.
survival check here for me.
That's all.
I can feel the spiritual.
Let them move you.
Let the
Spirit moves me.
child.
I thought we were playing
That time it's a
D&D. That
16.
was at a
It
southern
was a 16?
church.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you spot you like realize that like this place is a minefield. This forest is a minefield. Like there's will-o-wisps everywhere, and like you spot some at the last minute, and you like go this way, and you just miss one. However, Spike out from the side, like trapdoor spider pops out. Dexterity saving throw for you at advantage. As trapdoor spider just comes and tries to pull you in.
8.
8.
I
Yikes.
rolled a nat 1 and a 6.
Roll Constitution saving throw for me too.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
7. I rolled a 2.
4 points of piercing damage.
I'm not raging.
You're not raging anymore.
Well, I'm pretty sure that drops.
Yeah, and 8 points of poison damage. How you looking?
I'm almost at half.
Okay. You guys continuing? You feel like you kept pace with them that time. Okay.
How much were the wine bottle healing potions?
They're just regular healing potions. 2d4 plus 2.
Okay.
Okay, you guys continue. Another survival check for me.
Do I feel the spirits this time?
Always with you. They're always with you.
Derek, you feel the spirit like come around and start like molding the pot with you.
That's only an 11.
An 11.
Oh shit.
My hot rolls from before have dried up.
Don't say that.
You guys, you're moving, and then you like it almost looks as though the landscape is moving with you. You feel like you're on one of those like rotating Broadway stages where things are like moving around you, and you realize that it's not the landscape that's moving, it's just this one tree that's moving. And you see this, and you like look back and you do a double take, and it's too late. This massive branch just sweeps and tries to take all of you. Everybody dexterity saving throw again.
That's better.
17.
14.
14.
30-20.
Dirty 20.
9.
Okay. Anybody who didn't beat a 15 failed. What'd you get?
23.
23. Okay. If you beat a 15, you are not going to be knocked prone, and you take half of this damage. Okay.
When I got hit,
Yeah.
did I get poisoned, or was it just poison damage?
You were only poisoned until the end of your next turn.
Okay.
So it doesn't really matter. Oh, that's trash.
Yeah, it's just only...
I'm okay with trash.
That's only 13 points of bludgeoning damage to those of you who did not save, and 7 to 6 to those who did. Those who did not save are also knocked prone. This big like trunk of a thing almost looks like a hand at the end of it just sweeps in. You were running through a maze of lots of dangers just out there, but yet you keep going. You felt like, so here's the deal. Because some of you got knocked prone, you can keep pace with this individual and possibly gain some ground if you don't wait for those of you that fell prone.
I would slow down for her.
Well, I did fall prone, so.
Yeah.
Can you just shoot an arrow?
Did she get knocked prone, David?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I failed
Yeah.
my save.
Did you fall?
No.
Okay.
So I'm good. So,
This...
and David was in front of me, correct? Because he was kind of the head of the pack.
Can I bend down and pick up these two little small people?
Running may not be such a good idea. Perhaps we could...
I mean, I'm sure you can pick me up, but I'm not exactly small either.
So technically, the way the 5e works is that it
I have to
has
do
to be,
one
it has
at
to be
a
a
time.
the creature has to be a size smaller for you not to suffer a movement penalty.
Okay.
I would say if you were like raging and you succeeded on a strength check, I'd say sure, whatever.
No, we're fine.
Before
Perhaps we should slow down.
Yeah. So
Please slow down.
yeah.
That hurt.
You guys are
also. I'd
We're all
say
real hurt.
in the same spot, knocked unconscious. Another
Let's-
arm
I'm gonna try
comes.
to
Let's.
attack the tree.
I'm taking a moment. Let's
Okay.
all. I'm casting aid on you, myself, and probably you too.
Wait, who's... Because you're below half?
I'm below half.
No, he should be
I'm at
above.
half.
I'm at 15.
Oh, no, he got hit again, huh?
Yep.
You're below.
I'm at 15.
All right, and you. So you get 5 temporary hit points, and your max increases to 5.
Cool. Okay, so you guys have an option here. This thing came at you like broadside. Okay, like it's very slow though. So you guys can outrun this thing and like get away from it. You will have to kind of divert your path though in order to like really get away from it, and you're gonna most likely lose the trail that you are. So you can attempt to, if you want to stay on the pursuit, you can. It will get a reaching attack of opportunity on you guys, unless you guys want to like disengage and go the other direction, like kind of at an angle and kind of. So rather than go straight, you can go like turn right and away from this thing as it's still coming after you. So either abandon the chase and get away from this thing easily by running away, or let it hit you again and continue the chase.
What do you want to do?
Because
It seems like we're getting hurt.
Yeah, we should
Yeah.
probably
Is it worth us continuing to get hurt? Probably not.
advise we avoid further damage.
I concur.
So avoid.
Okay, you guys disengage, get up. You guys help the people that are prone. Is no man left behind kind of deal, and you put your arms under their shoulders and drag them back as another big trunk, almost trunk of an arm, just comes through and rakes, digging up the dead leaves, just missing as you pull in your bootstraps. And you scramble backwards and eventually get back up, and you're doing that backpedaling, standing up, almost falling over backwards thing before you finally twist and run and drop into a dead sprint. You guys, I'm just gonna do this. Okay. You guys, especially with the Ranger and the Outlanders on your team, even though this is magical stuff, just got hit by a bunch of stuff. Like you're like the Princess Bride and the Dead Pirate Roberts going through the wood, and you're like, oh well, we encountered all of the things. Now we know what to avoid. And you're like, oh well, there's a sputtering sound before things. Oh well, there's a glowing light before there's a will o' the wisp. Oh well, there's a sound of the sight of moving landscape before there's a big trunk of tree. There's the sound of skittering and like soft ground before there's the trapdoor spider. So taking a little bit more of your time, you can avoid some of the like more mundane dangers here. Mundane. So you eventually feel, after about maybe half an hour of moving in a good amount of speed, feel like you've lost this thing, and you have a moment to take your breath. It's hard to tell the time of day right now. You've been traveling for who knows how long. All you could tell is that it seems to be getting colder.
I mean, we're all pretty hurt.
There is still light, which means that the sun is still up, but it is starting to turn somewhat of a bronze.
But are we tired enough that we could sleep?
Yeah, I mean, you guys have been traveling for probably over 12, if not more, hours. You guys were traveling for quite a while, especially with like the light and the trickeries and all that stuff. You guys have been moving for a while.
I mean, I feel like we could at least make a little late lunch or supper or something, you know?
Right.
Take a little short rest.
If these things attack at night,
Yeah.
it may benefit us to try and sleep now so that we're awake when they come for us.
Completely agreed.
If I don't sleep soon, it's not gonna matter, because if they come, they're gonna kill me anyway.
I'm gonna give him a bottle.
Thank you.
Don't drink.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was just acting for that.
I think you're right.
Cough, cough.
So I assume that my hunter's mark is worn off by now. It's been over an hour. Or?
I mean, it hasn't been over an hour. You still have it. It's because it hasn't been an hour. I'll say it's like you're on the cusp of it right now. Because there's no range, there's no limit to the range once it's been casted.
Right.
Why?
Well, so once it is over, I'm going to use primeval awareness.
Primeval awareness. Okay, cool.
To just sense, and since I'm in favored terrain, I can tell within up to 6 miles if there's aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fays, fiends, or undead within 6 miles.
You got it. Okay, cool. You move and you try to find a. Those of you, are you guys looking for a place to rest?
Yes.
Is that what's happening? Okay, those of you who are looking for a place to rest that are sufficient in survival, please roll survival for me. And then I'll get that to you in 1 second. Is your primeval awareness senses undead? Doesn't tell you how many, it just tells you whether they exist within 6 miles, correct?
To rest.
Okay.
Doesn't tell you how many or
you're trained in
their
survival.
location. It just tells you that there
Oh,
are
if I'm
some.
I've got
Just
it as
sense
a-
whether
oh,
any aberrations,
I'm not
yada,
trained
yada,
in
yada,
that.
yada,
Okay.
are present within 1 mile.
Doing to get it anyway. Oh well.
Doesn't
That's a waste of
reveal
a
the
roll.
location or number correct.
At 20. That sucks.
There are fiends. There are undead. And that's it.
You know, before you go off looking for that place for us to rest for tonight, I do have a little tale to tell you.
Oh, I would love to hear.
So, consider the raven's choice. To make their feathers dark, their voice echo, their gaze ever towards the unknown. Are they harbingers of gloom? No! Survivors, clever and bright, knowingly cloaked by their guise of the world's fright. You now have the tale of the clever animal
which for the next 10 minutes, whenever you make an intelligence, charisma, or wisdom check, you roll an extra d6.
Oh,
Sweet.
all right.
For the next how much?
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Well, we're looking for.
Oh, cool. So you'll
stuff.
get the advantage on your survival check.
No, you get an extra d6.
Extra d6. Yo.
That definitely helps. So that bumps that from would have been a 12 to an 18.
18. Okay,
I
cool.
Got a 16.
16.
With my psychic die, I got an 8.
8. Jeez.
Of course, I'm kind of bleeding very
Yeah, you're
heavily
pretty
right
hurt
now.
too.
13.
just
So
a touch
not.
more.
Okay, yeah. So you pull up front. You're like, I can do this. Yeah. You feel cutting as a
Blood
bird.
and stuff.
You do find what looks like an old tree that is a big lot wide trunk that's hollowed out, and it goes up to about maybe like 15 feet before it starts to branch out, and it's kind of like hollowed out. And it makes a bit of a crescent shape that's open on one side that looks to be able to fit you guys, if you want, shielding you from 3 sides at the very least.
This tree's not going to attack us.
I know, I'm a little afraid of trees now.
In the interest of time, is your intent to bed down to rest?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, cool. We're doing the elf thing again.
Yep.
Elf it up.
Okay, cool.
I'll do first watch this time.
All right. I mean, you want
Are
to
you
keep
going
same
straight to sleep?
order? Second,
Yes.
third?
It works for me.
All right.
Okay, go ahead and roll perception for me.
Okay.
Whoever's doing first watch.
Let's see. Perception check. 16.
16. Okay. Your watch goes by somewhat uneventfully.
Okay.
You have dark vision, so you're okay.
18.
18.
I'm trying.
Your watch also goes by somewhat
No, I
uneventfully.
like it.
Well, that's
You're all-
That's it. That's it. Yeah, that's it.
All right.
That's it. Okay, so here's the deal. You sleep in a little bit. You're an elf, right? Okay, so you're sitting up. You're trancing a little bit longer than you think. As people start to rouse, you out of the corner, I just wake up a little earlier than everybody because you're like oh, pain, ow. Out of the corner of your eye, where everybody's like beginning to rouse but not quite. It's like the people that are trancing, so they're not really paying attention. You see something startling. A woman donned in ragged robes is straddling Dayrek.
Straddling?
Straddling Day. So he's like sitting, I guess, cross-legged. How you trance, or how do you trance?
Well, if I'm trancing, they're probably sitting up and just yogi style.
So she's like
Cross-legged,
she's like sitting in your lap with her legs around your back. And in ragged robes, while they're trancing. Long wispy hair hangs down either side of her lowered head, creating curtains that obscure your ability to see Dayrek's face. Gaunt, bony hands hold either side of their head, cradled in her palms as though to force them to look upon her face.
quick knowledge check. Do I know what this is?
Sure. Your eyes are open, but you're still trancing, and his eyes are locked and dilated on hers. But you can't see her face. You just see the gaze.
What kind of check?
I'm
Religion,
gonna say
Arcana?
Arcana.
My
Okay.
friend, please let the spirits guide you.
20.
You
Dirty
are
20.
not up yet.
No, I only
She was
need
on
4
watch.
hours of trance. I the first
She was on
watch.
second watch.
I was second watch, so
But
I'm awake.
I
But
dirty
the-
20 without her.
I don't think you noticed. You don't see this because he's the only one that sees this.
Okay.
You don't see this, so you don't know that he's seeing this.
Dirty 20 without.
Dirty 20?
Yeah.
Okay, this is... Ooh. Okay, this looks like creatures of old, like old fae creatures of old, but like not something older than the fae, something older than primordial. Like you have heard of creatures called hags and witches and those types of things. And this, it just appears to you. You're the only one that sees this.
Dagger.
And you, you draw your dagger.
I probably sleep with one under my pillow,
Sure.
and I just like whip it at her.
Okay, and as the dagger travels through the air, that's where we're going to take our break. Okay, come back.
Which
in a
you
little
all
bit.
probably see me just throwing a dagger at his face.
At his face, yeah.
I'm just sitting there.
We'll be back in a couple of minutes, and if you're watching this recorded, head over to the next part. And as always, stay safe out there. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.